Hello and welcome to another stream. We have the BSL 9 GosuLeague round of 32 groups G and H today. With me here, of course, as always, my lovely co-caster Snipe.
Hey guys, how's it going? Excited to be here. Excited to finish off the round of 32 for GosuLeague today. We're gonna find out everyone that's advanced into the round of 16 after today, so I'm looking forward to this.
Exactly. And yeah, we'll start with Group G today. We'll first start by looking at the players we have in the group. So I will show the browser here. Of course, as always, there will be spoilers of the previous groups. So if you have not seen the previous groups, better look away now. So here we have Liquipedia this time because the accounts, the nicknames on the Bombastic Star League website and on the Liquipedia are a bit different. And I think here on Liquipedia we have the more known nicknames, so we'll use them. And yeah, Snipe, what have you found out about the players? First player up is Ozuna.
Ozuna, okay, we got a couple Peruvian Zergs, as you can see here. Both slightly over 2k MMR here. Actually, everyone in the group is 2k MMR. We got a pretty Zerg heavy group, so maybe we'll get some shorter games than those ZVZs, kind of like last time we casted here. Then, of course, we got BackReY, the German Zerg. Definitely known for playing with lower APM a lot of the time, but very, very strong player. I would expect he would actually make it out of this group, but with ZVZs, you never really know. And Dreamer is our Russian Protoss, who has played in CPL before. If you don't know what CPL is, Coach Pupil League. League I help run, and for lower level players, and he used to play in there for one season, but he's really improved. He was really strong in CPL as well, but as you can see now, he's here playing in GosuLeague, so definitely a strong player.
Yeah, and we'll see how those games pan out. So we can obviously see that there are 3 Zergs here and only 1 Protoss. So in such a situation, it's always nice for the Protoss player because the Protoss player has only Zergs against or as his opponents, so he can only practice PvZ, while the Zergs have to practice ZVZ and ZVP. So maybe he has a shot because of that. Little advantage here. And yeah, we'll see. So I would say let's jump into the first game here.
Which will be ZVZ.
Yes, between Ozuna and Matthews, or Matthews. I'm creating the first game here.
I've played Mafius recently, myself in a clan war. He did manage to take me down 2-1. Definitely
Okay.
was an aggressive type player in those games. So I would imagine he'll be aggressive in these games, though it is ZVZ, so it kind of lends to the nature of the matchup. You're just getting units and going into battle right away. So
Yeah. The game is created. By the way, for anyone who doesn't know, the first 2 series are just best of ones. So we have only 2 games for the first 2 matchups basically. And then the winners match will be another best of 1, while the losers match and the elimination match in the end, so both series where 1 player will drop out of the tournament, will be best of 3. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Now we have the first series, Ozuna against Matthews starting. The first map is match point again.
all right, ZVZ match point. So it is a little bit longer rush distance, so I wonder if that makes something like a 12 hatch maybe a little bit more viable, just because it's going to take Zerglings a little bit longer to get there. But before we get into that, I suppose we should introduce who our players are.
Yes, we will. So in the bottom left here on the map match point, we have our purple Zerg. It is Matthews.
All right, and in the top right is our blue Zerg Ozuna. Looks like they're having a little bit of discussion in the chat, though I can't understand it because I don't know Spanish.
Yeah, sadly, I have no idea myself. But I read the first line, which was by Ozuna. He said like full micro. So maybe that's a little clue that we can see some unit-heavy aggressive strategies where he wants to out-micro his opponent in the very beginning. But maybe we don't. Let's see.
All right, I think our Zerg, Purple Zerg's a little bit too busy talking. He had some idle drones there for a second. I feel like in a GosuLeague match or a league match like this, you definitely want to be on top of getting every little edge you can. So maybe a bit of an advantage there for Azuna with the talking mind games early on.
Yes.
All right.
So here we have the first pool. It was a 9 pool, and on the other side we have the same pool timing. So both players opting for a 9 pool here. And then we have the gas by Ozuna and also the gas by Matthew. So it's completely mirrored build orders here. So there's a good chance we will see a small micro battle in the beginning of the game.
Yeah, definitely. One thing I will say is Ozuna's pool was about 50 health faster, so that probably just goes to that talking where Mafius wasn't mining with a couple drones for a few seconds. But I don't think this is anything that's necessarily game ending here. Just going to give Ozuna a slight edge. And because we have the same build order, like you said, we're probably going to get some kind of micro. I'm a little bit interested on 9 pool speed on this map just because it is that a little bit longer of a rush distance than most maps. But we'll have to see. I mean, these guys are better than me, so maybe they know.
Yeah, so yeah, it's very interesting what the first 100 gas goes into. So will probably be speed here, or we can see a fast lair. We have the speed here for Mafius. Still no choice here. Okay, there is it. He waited for the 150 minerals and has started his lair. So there's the first difference here in the builds, and we'll see if Mafius can use that extra speed for his first fight.
So looking at this, it's Mafius is going to have to rely on some lings to maybe do a little bit damage or slow Ozuna down a bit, since he's going to have faster lair and faster spire, faster mutas, whereas Mafius' advantage is going to be these speedlings. So he's going to have to use that advantage somehow before he can die to the mutas or take too much damage from mutas.
Yeah. So he is blocking the way here on this ramp, so and behind that he's hiding some additional zerglings here, but the Overlord will see it. So obviously because he went for that speed, he wants to go a bit more aggressive on the zerglings, so he's making more while blocking the ramp with only 6 zerglings, maybe trying to get his opponent to think that there are only 6 out. But this Overlord will see the additional zerglings, so no surprise here for Ozuna.
I'm actually surprised he just held this position with his Zerglings, Mafius, because he went for a 9 pool and speed, which to me sounds like it's an aggressive build. You should be at least poking or something, maybe. Because like, what if your opponent went 12 hatch? He didn't confirm it was not a 12 hatch before those lings were on the map. So opponent could have just got away with a 12 hatch or something like that, where Mafius maybe could have done some serious damage. But here he is now coming across the map with a bunch of speedlings.
Yeah, he definitely waited a bit long. His speed was done for definitely some seconds there. But now he is actually attacking. And he has a few more, but I'm not sure. Ozuna's Zerglings here in a good position.
Now we'll have to see how the engage goes. Yeah, he's going to hold him back for now. Mafius is still trying to get in here. Looks like he's got a few more lings. It's a close fight, though.
Very close fight, but 4 Zerglings left for Mafius, and there are only 2 Zerglings here. Can he maybe kill 1 or 2 drones? That's the question. Oh, he's going for that Spire, but I'm not sure if that's gonna work, to be honest. It is definitely not gonna work.
Yeah, I mean, Ozuna holds that, and now his Spire is just about done. What does Mafius have? His is only about half done, so Ozuna's definitely going to be able to get up there in the Spire count, or in the Mutalist count.
Yes,
so Mafius is going to have to find a way to do some damage.
Yeah, he's still rallying Zerglings, so maybe he can do it. But I think Ozuna has enough Zerglings himself, so I really don't see Mafius to do any more damage. The Mutalists are spawning any second, so these Zerglings, they will not do a lot, I think. Oh, but Ozuna out of position here. Zerglings running by.
One thing this is going to do is force the mutas to stay at home. So the mutas are going to have to fight these Zerglings, which is going to buy Mafias time to get some Scourge or Mutalisks out himself before the Mutalisk can start harassing the drones. Let's pick off a couple of drones, or at least one there.
Okay, we saw a
Maybe
second
two,
drone, I think.
Yeah, it looks like
I
two.
really wonder why he was not using his own Zerglings to defenses, only the Mutalist. Mutalist, if you only have 2 or 3, they take a long time to kill those Zerglings. And he did not use his own Zerglings to defenses. So he lost like 2, maybe 3 drones, I think. And yeah, and he, as you said, he's forced to stay home with the Mutalist, so he cannot do any damage, just giving Mafius the time to get his own Mutalist count up. So, but he's only opting for Scourges right now. That's interesting.
Now we do see Ozuna playing a little cautious here. He's throwing down that sunken colony, not wanting to die to any like Ling backstabs or something like that. He is trying to pick up a couple of overlords here. He did get one. It looks like he is going to get another one now, which will supply block Mafias for the time being.
Also killing the first 2 Scourges without taking it. Oh, wow. Wow, that was a very quick ending here. Not sure if like he flew into the Overlord by mistake and then GG'd, or he just had it planned to GG and just flew in to the Overlord because of that. But yeah, quick ending.
Maybe the second. Yeah, that's ZVZ for you. So Ozuna goes on to the winner's match, and Mafias has another chance to fight his way out of this group. He's not eliminated yet.
Yes, and we are looking at the other match now to find out who are the opponents of Mafios and Ozuna in their next games. So the second match is Ash Dreamer against Red BackRyu. So we'll see about that.
Should be a pretty good match. We got a comment in the chat about not getting in-game sounds, maybe.
Yeah, I saw that, but there are actually in-game sounds. Maybe they are a bit quiet. I will increase the volume a bit. Maybe some other people can confirm that the sound is a bit low, or if it's fine. But I will increase the in-game sound a bit more. Okay, let me just do that very quickly. Okay, now we have a very loud in-game sound. But let me know if it's fine for you guys. So we will jump into the game any second here. Okay, we are ready with game 2. And here we are in the bottom left corner. Again, the map is match point. We have our Protoss player, the only Protoss in the group. It is Dreamer.
Alright, and in the top right we have our German Zerg, BSL BackRyu. Again, known for slightly lower APM. We can see he's not even spamming nearly as much as Dreamer at the beginning of this game. But don't let that fool you. He's definitely a very strong Zerg player. And I would expect to see him get out of this group, but Dreamer is quite strong too, so I'm looking forward to a good game here.
Yeah, so I definitely like BackRyu for not spamming his APM too much. Yeah, so we see the normal pylon here in the wall, in the choke in front of the natural here by Dreamer. Will probably get the gateway here since he's not scouting. If you're not scouting early, that's usually an indicator that you're not going for a forge, but for a gateway. But then again, on a 2-player map, you can scout a bit later, it's fine.
I think he might be going Nexus first here. He still hasn't thrown down a probe for a gateway. I think he's going to go for the 11 Nex or something. Maybe just a 12 Nex.
Yeah, interesting.
I mean, it is a longer rush distance, but if BackRyu did something like 9 pool, I think he would probably still just... I mean, he still would just be able to kill him, I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
We'll see. Yeah, so it is going to be a Nexus first. On 12 supply here. This 12 Nexus, 12 Forge. I've seen this done on like Monte Cristo or something as well. So maybe he has a really good SimCity here to help defend against some early lanes.
Well, not sure if you can get a very good SimCity on this map.
Yeah.
There's always
That's
like
what confused me.
a big gap here with you need at least 2 zealots mostly. Yeah, you basically always need 3. So it's very hard. But I mean, Baku did not go for a very quick pool. He went for an overpool, and he's also only making 2 Zerglings, so he's not planning to be aggressive at all. So yeah, nice opening here for Dreamer, getting that fast Nexus, and it's not punished.
Definitely looks like it's gonna pay off for him. It could be risky because like we watched some other games on here last time we cast last week, and then we just had like all the Zergs just killing people on this map with 9 pool, right? They just ran in and killed the Protoss before they were ready. And
yes.
So I'm glad we're not seeing that here, of course, but a couple Lings may be able to get in past this cannon though. It looks like they will.
Yeah. So see, even with that overpool and not even 9 pool, if Baku made 6 Zerglings, this game would be over right now, because you could just kill the cannon, it was not finished, and then the game is over. But in this case, BakuReyo did only made 2 Zerglings, so for now it's still a very big hassle for a Protoss player to have Zerglings in your base, but it's manageable, let's call it that.
Yeah. And even this little bit of lost mining time he's losing here because of the Zerglings in his base, he's making up for it by having such a fast Nexus. So it's not the end of the world for him, but obviously it's always frustrating when you have even one Zergling running around your main. It's like, come on, get out of here. But no, he took a little bit of a gamble with that early Nexus, and it paid off for him, it looks like. As long as he doesn't lose too many probes here. Which so far, I gotta say, he's done a good job keeping them alive. Okay, I say that.
3 already down. I'm not sure. 3 probes down against 2 Zerglings. He's doing a very weird thing, I think. He's moving his probes away from his Nexus, from his minerals, from his gas to really fight the Zerglings. But the Zerglings are just stronger, and I mean, BakuReyo is a good player, he can just micro the probes, so it's not like 3 probes can kill 2 zealots just like that. So he's lost a lot of mining time, he also lost 3 probes here, so those 2 Zerglings definitely did a lot of damage, and Baku did get a lot of drones behind that. That's the only 2 Zerglings he made so far.
Yeah, so hard to say if that was worth it then in the end here for Dreamer. He does have that Zealot out now, finally, like you're saying it, and killed off one of those Zerglings. Still one trying to be annoying, and it does have speed now. So theoretically, it could keep avoiding the Zealot. Oh, he picks off another probe, so that's 4 now. Definitely a worthwhile investment to run those 2 Lings in for Baku.
Yeah, and meanwhile he has its Spire halfway completed in the base, and just look at the worker count, guys. So even if those Mutalisks are defended, this is not a good situation for a Protoss player. Same worker count, Zerg on 3 bases, getting more hatcheries, getting his like he's already in lair tech, so this is a very good position for a Zerg. He's made so many drones after those initial 2 Zerglings, and even killed 4 probes with those 2 Zerglings.
You killed another one. 5 probes now.
5 now, wow.
Yeah, like I was gonna say, he could have Mutalisks out on the map, coming across the map before the first Corsair is even done here. It doesn't look like it's gonna be a heavy commit to Mutas with only 1 gas taken from the Zerg. I would like to see him at least make a few, but...
And another one was killed. A single Zergling now killed 3 probes by itself. That should never happen. It looks like Dreamer is just right-clicking his Zealot on the Zergling and is not even looking at what it's doing. So he did not pull away any probe here, he just lets it die. And that's 3 times in a row now. So yeah, very good position for Baku. We cannot deny that.
Yeah, that Lang with 6 kills, unreal. It's still keeping it alive in the base, so very, very good play by Baku. Looks like that Zealot might catch up to it now. Nope. Okay, never mind. Soon. So yeah, the Scourges are coming across the map here already. First Corsair is going to attack this Overlord. I don't know about this. Those Scourges are right there.
A bit laggy here, but oh my god, losing the first core there as well. Yeah, that's pretty. That's a pretty good advantage for our Zerg player. If you can have so many drones, and you even get the first core there, the Zerg, the Protoss is just in the dark. He will be so scared that Mutalisks are coming. But then again, if he over-defends against Mutalisks, then there might be a big 6-hatch Hydra build here for the Zerg. It's so hard for Protoss, and we can see the Zerg player is going for Hydras here. No additional Mutalisks in production.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, despite that greedy type opener that we saw from Dreamer, I would say like BackReY is definitely in a better position. We have even worker counts. He's up to six hatches coming down, and he's already started on Hydra production. Whereas Dreamer is sending out like the 6 Zealot attack. It's going to hit around 8 minutes here, and he still doesn't even have Templar Archives finished or any kind of Robo tech. Yeah, Templar Archives is just starting now.
Yeah, and we can see the army of BackReY is just way bigger already. He has so many more units. He can easily push back those zealots, and we can really see like Dreamer continuously making Corsairs because he could not know that there are no Mutalisks coming. So he got one cannon, he got his 3rd core there now. The first one already died, so this actually is 4th core there. And if he can not do any big damage with those will not help him against the Hydralisks. So we could see a very fast GG here coming as soon as BackReY decides to go across the map and just hit the Protoss natural before Storm is done.
Yeah, well, we can see he's extra scared here. He's even thrown down 3 more cannons because he knows like if those Hydras come across the map, he's done. Like Storm isn't ready. It's only just started researching. He's got a few Templars on the way now, but like BackReY can do whatever he wants. He doesn't even have to kill him. He can just go ahead and take a 4th base, and that looks like what his plan is here at the moment, and just completely out macro his opponent.
Yes. So I as well, I think BackReY could already have killed Dreamer here maybe, but he's actually playing a very economy-focused style here. He's just defending with the Hydras. He also did not commit to Mutalisks. He just got the Scourge to defend against the Corsair. So he's in a very defensive playstyle here and just keeps expanding, keeps making drones. We can see he's already 5 workers ahead of the Protoss. So I really hope Dreamer can do some damage here with what he has. Otherwise, he will have no chance in the game.
Yeah, we're gonna need to see some like good storms in that good first engage. BackReY has a bunch of Hydras now coming out. That's kind of funny. The cannons here are able to pick off those Hydras trying to come up that smaller ramp. So BackReY seeing that, he's just gonna turn around. It looks like not wanting to engage yet. DT trying to sneak in.
Yeah, DT got killed. So against the 6-hatch Hydralists, you cannot make the mistake to go out too early. You need a lot of storms. You need at least like 4 storms to be able to combat the Hydra army, and yeah, you need also some anti-air maybe, because there can be the late muta switch to just pick off all the Templars. So you really need to be very careful before moving out as a Protoss. You really need to have all the parts of your army that you need, and that is a lot of storms and also some anti-air. The Corsairs are still alive, so that's good.
Yeah. It looked like there was a couple of Scourges going over for those Corsairs too. But no, didn't quite find them. Dreamers are going to pull them back now. And he's kind of getting up to that point you were saying, right? Where he's getting more gateways now. He's starting to add in some Dragoons. He's got Templar. His Robo is just about halfway done. So I imagine we'll see him get up. I mean, his +2 is almost done, so we're going to see him get into that big Death Ball Protoss army before he moves out, and that's kind of his only hope now. Because as you can see, like, the supplies are ahead for BackReY at the moment. That really shouldn't happen at this point in the game.
Yes.
Got a storm coming down. A couple of storms. No, BackReY's just going to pull back. Not wanting to engage and lose this group of Hydras. Although he might lose a few.
Yeah, pretty decent trade so far for our Protoss player. But now fighting up the high ground with his goons. Yeah, but good storms here. So Baku has to go back, but this is not even half the army. There are a lot more units here on the other side for our Zerg player. So while Dreamer is maybe winning this fight, he's definitely not winning the game so far. So he really needs to do something now. He needs to expand again, maybe even twice, or he needs to go across the map and maybe win a fight somehow with very good storms. But if he's just sitting here, I don't see any hope. The advantage for Baku will just increase. He's on 4 bases already against still 2 bases here. With a bigger worker count, remember.
Bunch more Dragoons now coming out, so I mean Dreamer's army is getting to a fair size. He is taking that next base, but it's also not a gas base. We got to remember that too, right? So it's mostly going to be able to help go into more Zealots or Dragoons. He's not going to be able to make a bunch more Templars or anything from that. So these Templars are going to be very important throughout the next few minutes of this game. Is starting to move out on the map, but Baku just has so many Hydras up here on the high ground. I don't know if he's going to be able to take this fight.
The lurker tech was also finished for Baku, but we don't see any lurker here, so there's no observer, so I wonder why he's not making any lurkers. Would definitely help him here, but even without lurkers, I think he just has so many units that he can easily combat this army. But the storms are the deciding factor, probably.
We got a couple of storms coming out here. Decent storms.
Yeah,
but he's just got so much, yeah. And this is primarily Dragoons, so Dragoons, even if he kills all the Zerg army, Zerg doesn't mind this at all.
Yeah.
And it looks like Zerg is even going to win this fight. So, very tough position now for Dreamer. We're already on Hive Tech for the Zerg as well. I haven't seen anything he's done with that yet. Okay, he is getting adrenal upgrades for the Zerglings, but other than that, nothing coming as of yet. No additional tech. We'll have to see if he does anything or he just wants those speed cracklings. And now we're having a big lurker morph here outside that third base of Dreamer.
I mean, you could really see in that last fight, he got a lot of good storms, but it's just a numbers game at this point. Even if every storm is perfect, if the Zerg just has like triple the army numbers, then you will not win the fight anyways. And now, yeah, there will be probably the final push. He will have a lot of Zerglings, a lot of Hydras. There are 3 cannons. I still don't see the observer here. Okay, it's building, but if he just runs down here, kills the 3 cannons, or 4 now, this will be a very hard position for the Protoss to defend his base here. But he's not even trying.
Nice.
He's just, yeah, basically sitting on this high ground, and this is super hard for Protoss to push up.
Yeah, that one lurker able to hit that cannon without that cannon able to hit it back. That was super annoying. So it kills out one cannon there for free. The observer, okay, the observer is coming up now. But there's just so many lurkers, so many units here. I don't know what the Protoss can do. He's going to try and break out of here, but Zealots against lurkers like this is not really the fight you want to take.
Yeah. Oh yeah. All the Zealots just running into one clump into the mass lurker spikes. Whew.
Yeah. Got what, just a couple of lurkers and one control group of Lynx and Hydras basically for all of the Zealots there. What can he do? He's down like 30 supply here. He is still mining, that's the main reason he's in here, but Baku's he's just scary. He's got so many units out on the map. Mostly laying Hydra, a few lurkers, but okay, Defiler Mound is being thrown down in the main now as well. Don't think he really needs that to end this game, but might as well get everything right.
Yeah, we can also see the Granel upgrade is already completed. Then we see the upgrades here. Okay, only 1-0 on the Zerglings, but 1-2 on the Hydralisk. So, and he's getting double upgrades right now, or triple upgrades even. So he's getting armor and melee and ranged attack here at the same time. So when those finish, I don't see how Dreamer can come back. Dreamer on 2 upgrades here.
Yeah, this could be the end here. He's trying to push back up this ramp again. He's going to kill most of the lurkers. There's still a couple behind, but look at the amount of Lings and Hydras flooding in here. Oh, man. Even with
there could be one more storm.
And storms.
No more storm.
Alright, Baku's backing out for now, but Dreamer holds for now, but I mean, every time he loses army like this, the Zerg's just getting further ahead. Like, the Zerg doesn't mind losing army at this point. He's sitting on 5 bases now.
Yes.
He's just got so much. I don't know. I feel the Protoss' pain though.
And it's really funny how BackRear is just not committing. He's just engaging in those fights when he needs to, but then he's just going back and he's continuing to macro. He's really almost 40 supply ahead here now. If you let the Zerg get to those supply numbers, it's usually a very bad situation, even if you're higher supply. But in this case, he's even lower supply, so... are there storms? Yeah. There are 2 storms coming, maybe a 3rd one. No, they don't have enough energy. Yeah. And you can see the cracklings just ripping up the goons here, the Dalits. They don't care.
Yeah. Well, I kind of like how BackRey's playing this too, right? He knows he's ahead. He knows, like, okay, I just have to stop Protoss from ever getting any more bases or ever getting out, and I will eventually win. He'll run out of money. I just have to keep making units and stop him, and it's over, right? Like, he knows he's well ahead of the Protoss, and the Protoss knows he has to make something happen, or he's dead. And he keeps trying, but he hasn't got any ground, right? He keeps trying to push up to this high ground to take his high ground, so maybe he could take a 4th base, but BackRey's just doing a good job continuing to deny it.
Yeah, maybe some drops or so could work, but it will definitely not work if he tries to push up this high ground against so many units. He's just lower on units and he will not win a fight if BackRear decides to commit all his units to the fight, of course. But BackRear is just running away. He lets the Protoss up this high ground area for the first time in this game, but he has so many more units on his side, it's incredible.
Well, maybe he can make something happen now that he has his high ground, but I still don't think so. Like, you can see BackRey's almost positioned for a flank up on the high ground here too, with all his units on his own high ground and the 4th base of Dreamer, what would be 4th base if he could ever establish that. And that's the only way I could see him getting back into this game, is if he could ever get that 4th base and secure it. Maybe he can fight back. It doesn't look like he's going to be able to at this point.
Let's look at the upgrades again. It's 3-0 for Dreamer now, but he's not upgrading any further, and meanwhile Baku is just on 2-1 here, or even 3-2 for the Hydralisk, and he's still upgrading the armor and the melee upgrade, so he will be on 3-3 soon against 3-0 here. And now we have the big army of Dreamer actually going out on the map. First Defiler killed without casting any spells, but now we see the big flood of Zerg units from both sides here.
Yeah, and this is kind of Dreamer's last hurrah though. He needs to make this attack work, needs to kill a base, something. And you can just see the Zerg from both sides. Like, I mean, he's doing a decent job, but the Zerg is just coming non-stop. Like, look at this, there's just more units still flying in here. This is not looking good. He's gonna lose most of these Dragoons here, yeah. And with this, I think this is the end. Like, what can Dreamer do? He's mining on 1 base. Gas is about to run out, and he knows it too, so...
Yeah.
You do see him tap out there.
GG.
Very nice game, though, I gotta say.
Yeah, definitely BackRear especially showing a lot of promise here, and I think he's on a good way to win this group if he can keep this up. Did play a very good game.
Yeah, he will have a ZVZ to win the group though, so see how that goes.
Yeah, ZVZs, everything can happen. So we will go into the winners match now, which is BackRear, who just defeated Dreamer, and Uzuna, who did win the first game against Matthews. And this is again a best of 1, so this is not a match where someone would get eliminated, so this is still a best of 1, and then the rest of the games will be best of 3 here.
Alright. I don't know what the map is because I can't see it, but
it is La Mancha.
Okay. I don't know if there's any real inherent advantages here. there is always a possibility, that one player scouts the other first in a 4-player map where the other one scouts the wrong direction, but it looks like in this case both overlords are going the same way. So
Yes, and our two players here in the top right, in black, we have the winner in the ZVP here, BakuRyu.
all right, and in the bottom right, I believe it's Tan. Changing his name this time, it's RCG20 Ozuna. Last time it was just Ozuna. So
Okay.
we'll see. We got ZVZ. These can usually end quick. Every once in a while you get a longer ZVZ. Those can be fun, especially if you get it to like Hive Tech. Don't know if we'll see anything like that here, but yeah, first thing we have to see is like who's doing what build order, who wants to be aggressive, who wants to maybe play a little bit more defensive. Somehow it looks like BakuRyu is already 100 minerals ahead. Oh wait, never mind. That makes sense
must have,
because he did not make the Overlord. Yeah.
Exactly.
So he's going for the 9 pool.
9 pool against maybe an overpool, maybe a 12 pool, maybe a 12 hedge. If it's 9 pool against 12 hedge, Ozuna has a lot of trouble to defend here. Yeah, he's making more drones.
Well, the two Overlords see each other. So I wonder if seeing that Ozuna might think, oh, maybe I shouldn't go 12 hatch in case he's doing some early pool. Looks like he's going to go ahead and do an 11 hatch, actually.
Yeah, but this is pretty much the best situation Baku could hope for. So he's going for the early Zerglings against the fast expansion. And he also knows where his opponent is because both Overlords scouted against each other, basically. So he doesn't even need to send a drone out or anything. He can just go right to the correct base and try to do some damage. And the pool just started for Ozuna. I'm not sure if he can hold that.
Yeah, BakuRyu sees this hatchery here too. So Ozuna's definitely going to have to like hold drones or cancel. He doesn't know yet that the Lings are on the way. His Overlord is not going to see them coming out of BakuRyu's base here. So he could be in a lot of trouble. I don't know. Can you hold this as Zerg? I mean, I assume you can, but it could be tough.
I don't think you can hold the base, to be honest. I think
you might. Well, you might lose the natural, but
yeah, the natural. Yeah. I think he can hold the main, but he will, if possible, cancel the natural. I don't think he can hold that if he lets it finish. Oh, but he's gonna try. He's pulling the drones. The pool is almost ready.
Almost every turn. Yeah. All right, we'll have to see. He'll need a pretty good drill here. He is gonna let it finish. Zerglings are being built now, but are they gonna be here in time? Losing a few drones at least. More Zerglings flooding in here for BakuRyu. Is this gonna just be GG or what? I don't know. I think he's gonna have the Lynx to defend. He will lose the hatchery most likely, maybe. Oh, or not? Okay, that's good.
Yeah, okay. He defends the hatchery, but it's very low. Maybe Baku can kill it a bit later, but if not, he still killed a lot of drones. So he's ahead 5 drones here. And Ozuna, despite having this expansion here, he does not have the drone count to use both expansions anyways. So the only thing that really is different now, he has a double hatchery production, but I think so far he still does not have the economy to use both of the hatcheries. But if he can increase his worker count a bit, then he can use that double production. Meanwhile, of course, the Spire is halfway done, so before he can even make use of the double production, he will have to think about how he wants to survive against the next stage of the aggression here by Baku.
Yeah, we do see him droning up, only just now getting to a same number of drones as BakuRyu and pulling one ahead. But with those mutas coming soon, he's going to have to throw down an Evo chamber and some colonies, and that's just going to cut into his economy some more. We can see that Evo chamber being started right now, knowing mutas are going to be on the way, and he's going to have to defend against them.
Yes, and I mean, he did see the Spire and the lair timing with that Overlord, so he should be fine here if he times it correctly, and it looks like he does, because he's getting the creep colony, the evolution chamber will be done, and then he can just morph it into a spore. But Yeah, we'll see. Maybe he can come back with that, with that expansion.
Yeah. A few lings of backer, you did sneak into the main, managing. Oh, very nice ling micro there, picking off 2 lings, not losing either of his. So a little bit annoying. He is gonna start picking off on this creep colony. Any damage he can kind of do. Okay, first sport is done, but Baku's making more lings running in here and a few mutas. We'll have to see what he can get done with this.
Will there be a
deciding to
sunken
back.
here? Yes. Yeah. Oh, that Overlord!
Oh, don't want to Overlord.
But he can probably save it with the Mutalis. Yes.
Nice. And that's exactly what he did. Nice little move there for taking a few shots on his mutas just to save that Overlord.
Yeah, so this is a very interesting situation. I've seen this situation a lot of times in ASL, where one player goes for the super fast Mutalis on one base against the expanding players who has some spores and zerglings and sunkens to defend. So usually the way to go here for the one hedge player, for the Muta player, is to camp his Mutalis in the middle of the 2 bases to make sure that no zerglings can stream to the natural from the main base, and then you just make a ton of zerglings and overrun the natural. So that's what I've seen a lot, but it looks like Baku is not trying to do that here.
I think he's looking for overlords or any stray units. Like, he fanned his Mutalisks out quite a bit onto the map, but he didn't quite find that one overlord that's flying to the bottom left somewhere now. Now it looks like he's going to bring his mutas back together and make sure he's not dying. He's going to take a 3rd hatchery. He got a 2nd one in his main, and now he's going to take the expansion himself. Lair is coming up here for Azuna. It's almost done. He did morph that on that really low hatchery, so that should give it a little bit more health, but it could also die easier. I don't know if you decided to commit to a lot of mutas later on.
And he also has to be, Ozuna has to be careful that he maybe adds a 2nd spore at some point, because if Baku just decides to go for some additional Mutalis, I think he will have, when he has like 8 or so, he can overwhelm that 1 spore easily. So yeah, Ozuna needs to be careful, but he lost some drones here, and yeah, okay, here's it. So here's the 2nd spore coming, as I said. But he's already losing the drones, and that 2nd spore means another drone just died, basically. So we can see the drone count is ahead for Bakurio here.
Yeah. Despite him having the 2nd base, I'd say maybe this position's a little bit better for Bakurio. I don't think it's necessarily over, so we might actually have a decent length ZVZ here. We'll see. I'd like to see maybe a bit more harass. I guess there's nowhere he can really attack with those mutas now, with 2 spores at the mineral line and 2 in his main. But Ozuna has to play really defensive until he can build up his own Mutalisk count. Like, he has been mining from that 2nd gas longer, so he's going to have a larger gas bank overall, but we can see Baku's taking that 2nd gas now, so he's going to be able to start catching up in match production. And with that extra hatchery, he's just going to have so much more larva he can put into drones or Mutalisks or whatever he wants. More Zerglings.
Yeah. I wonder if Ozuna delayed his spire intentionally or not, because his lair was done by a long time, and there was actually a drone sitting in that position. Maybe it did not build the spire when he wanted to. So it's a very late spire. He has a lot of gas already. Oh, Queen's Nest going down. That's interesting. Maybe he doesn't want to go for Mutalis at all.
Yeah, maybe we'll see some hive tech here after all. That would be pretty cool. Get a Defiler, a nice plague on a clump of mutas that can do so much damage. Then you can just fly in with a few of your own and just kill so many of them.
Yeah, and he's getting 6 more drones now. Yeah, but I guess he needs to as well. He's a bit behind in the worker count. So it looks really like we will have a longer game here. It doesn't look like any player wants to commit to a big unit count here and attack his opponent. So yeah, this will be very interesting. So the Queen's Nest is done now, and the hive is actually coming up.
Yeah, so we may actually get to some Defiler tech here, which would be very cool to see. He still has that huge gas bank. I wonder if Baku's just being a little passive because he's seen 0 mutas made so far. So I would almost like to go and scout and see, okay, what is this guy doing? Why has he made no mutas? What's going on? And then see the Queen's Nest or see the Hive and be like, oh, so he can prepare for it. Okay, he is going to fly in now. Does he see the Queen's Nest?
Yes, I'm pretty sure he saw the Hive already in the natural.
Okay,
he just poked into the natural here. So, yeah, he will know what's going on, and I think a reaction to seeing that Hive was this third base on the top. Yeah, I don't know. It just depends on what Ozunas can do with the Hive. He's actually starting his muta production now. He has 3 Mutalisks and is now... Yeah, he's now making more Mutalisks.
Alright, 3 bases and a ZVZ. There's a rare sight as well. Transferring some drones over, so economies are getting into a good spot here. They're going to be able to produce a lot of units. I mean, Baku's just droning up like crazy. You can see this, 36 drones now. And keeping those mutas kind of in between these 2 bases, not letting Ozuna meet up, maybe trying to find something he can pick off. Does catch a spore being made that can't really be hit by the other spores. And we'll pick that off.
Very good job here, finding that little weak spot. But then there's not much else he can do, I think. Oh, flying into those spores a bit here. So what's the tech here? The Greater Spire is coming, so no Defiler. He's going for that maybe big Devourer Mutalist army.
Muta's in the main of Baku getting a lot of drone kills here. They picked off like at least half a dozen,
7 or so,
more.
Oh, we have a little lag here. Okay.
And we're back. Alright. So he did get a lot of drones. Okay. I think it's me. My computer screen just went black for a second.
Yeah, okay, let's hope it will survive.
Yes, here's hoping. We do have a hidden hatchery coming out of Ozuna as well. At the 9 o'clock base there. That could pay off if Baku never scouts it, and that's not really somewhere you would think to check in a ZVZ. He is sending a Zergling on the map though, so maybe he's checking exactly for this kind of thing. Sending it to the top left now. Just going to check all the bases, make sure there is no hidden hatchery.
Yeah, I think in that moment when you have a third base in a ZVZ, you should actually scout the map. Usually in ZVZ it's not needed, but when it's actually on 3 base, I think there's a time where you should really do it. So we can see the first Devourers now. If I just look at the supply, it's over double for Bakurio, so I'm not sure if those 2 or 3 Devourers can do any difference here. He needs some more Mutalisks if he actually wants to win a fight with those. And he has a lot of gas still, but I mean Baku just has way more gas anyways. And yeah, that hatch was scouted, was cancelled. So I'm not sure how Ozuna can catch up in the gas count.
Yeah, we do have Queen's Nest just now being thrown down for Bakuryu as well. Be a little bit before he can get his own Hive Tech and or Devours out. We have like, what, 5 Devours here? But critically, he's way down on the muta count. So while the Devours will help, he needs his own mutas to be able to compete. And he is going to come out on the map here, and Bakuryu's going to see this.
Oh, and we have a fight here, and I think Baku just has so much more. Those few Devourers, I'm not sure if they can do the difference. But a lot of acid spores here on the Mutalist, so actually not a good split by Baku, and it looks like Ozuna can barely win this fight anyways.
Yeah, forcing Bakuryu to retreat, but critically he still has a lot of mutas here at his main base, and he is mining 3 gases. Bases, he did deny that 9 o'clock expansion attempt from Ozuna. How will the battle go? It looks like Bakuyu is just going to come out way on top here. Maybe?
Yeah, it looks like the Mutalist count is just not big enough for Ozuna here. And Baku just has a bigger economy, can just reinforce with more and more Mutalisks, and you can see The Devourers cannot change the tide of the fight by itself. You need a solid muter base, otherwise you cannot win this.
Yeah, and I was just gonna say I would like to see some Scourge or something from BackRyu to pick those off. And just as I was about to say that, a 2 Scourge did fly into that last Devour. So BackRyu doesn't mind trading here for sure. Being on that extra base, even if he loses his whole army, trading armies is fine for BackRyu because he can replace it so much quicker.
Yes.
And what can Ozuna do? Like, he's not going to be able to establish a third base. So I just think the sheer economy here of BackRyu is eventually going to overrun Ozuna. Unless he can find some way to like kill a bunch of drones, kill one of BackRyu's bases, or somehow secure one himself. And we can even see BackRyu taking at 4th base, so he's just getting further and further ahead here.
Yes, it's not really winnable at this point. I mean, Baku is checking all the boxes. He is putting a unit on every base on the map to really make sure that nothing is happening here for Ozuna in regards to a third base. So, and with that, if he just has that fact secured, that means he can just outproduce his opponent. And it doesn't matter what units Ozuna is making, what units he's making. He will just come out ahead because he has the bigger numbers.
Yeah, even taking a 5th base and a 5th hatchery. Like, he's just going to win by overpowering his opponent. We do have some more Devours being made. I mean, I like the play. I like the try here with the Devours. They seem to definitely help a lot in this situation, but it feels like it's just been too little too late, and the Hive is almost done now for BackRyu as well. Will he go into his own Greater Spire? Will he go into Defilers? I don't think it matters too much which choice he goes for. He's still going to be in a great position.
Yeah, and in the first big fight that he barely lost, he actually did not use any Scourges as well. Those Devourers are very easy target for Scourges because they can't fly away that easily. And he did not use that so far. But hold that thought, he's actually going for the probably last attack here. Oh, flying into the main here with his Mutalist. And now we have the big fight.
Yeah, a lot going down. There's just way too much here for BackRyu. He has no more gas to reduce units, but it doesn't matter. He's just got way too many units, and yeah, Ozuna's gonna GG. Very nice ZVZ. Nice to see some Devours used. Like, we very rarely get past Ling Meta, so that was a good one to watch.
Yeah, I mean, if you have 5 bases against 2, I think you can even go Hydroless in ZVZ and still win the game.
Overrun him with mass Hydras. Go for Ultralisks. Just kill him before his mutas can kill your Ultras.
Yes. So, before we jump into the next game, I want to go over some of the chat here. So, we had some questions. Foxhan is saying link stream on Team Liquid. Yes, I actually tried that, but sadly my event got not accepted. Ah, okay, now it got accepted. Okay, nice. So it got accepted during this game. I was checking every minute, but now it's actually accepted, so I can link it now. That is good. Okay, so it should update any second here on Team Liquid. Thank you. And then we had some other questions here. Does anyone know the MMR range of players in GosuLeague? So we definitely have players starting from around 1.9 maybe, or maybe 2k. For example, Dreamer, do you know his MMR? I think he's around 2k.
It was over 2k. Yeah, a little over 2k. All the players in this group were over 2k.
Yeah, so slightly over 2k. Is the bottom section of the MMR, and it goes up to really 2.2k, even a bit higher. We have incredible players like TY2. I think he's even above 2.3k, and he's playing in a GosuLeague this season. He was playing a Pro League last season. So
as is Jaeyoon.
Jaeyoon as well, yeah. We have some incredible players, and yeah, there are a lot of players actually going up to 2.2k.
Yeah, I mean, even GosuLeague is pretty tough. I barely made it out of the round of 80 myself. I guess it's not a spoiler because they're not counting round of 80, but there's a lot of like 1.9k players and stuff even in GosuLeague. So it's just everyone in the scene is getting better or higher MMRs in all of these leagues. So it's a good challenge. It's fun.
Yes, definitely. So the next series we'll have is the losers match. So the losers of the first two series will go up against each other to decide who drops out of the tournament and who has another shot in the elimination match. And that match will be Ash Dreamer against Matthews EF. The map will be Neo Sulfit.
Right. So yeah, congrats to Backer you making it into the round of 16. Kind of got out first. I was kind of expecting that, but Ozuna definitely put up a fight, and the game against Streamer was very good as well. So we'll have to see here. Streamer versus Mathias. Winner of this, of course, will face off against Ozuna in the final match. It is a best of 3. So.
Exactly, our first best of 3 here, and we will see another PvZ here. Let's see if Dreamer can do a bit better. I mean, BackReyo, as we could see, he's a very good player, so that was a very strong opponent in this first match he had here in this group. But now we have another Zerg player, and maybe he has a better shot against him. So let's go into the replay here, into the game. Here we go. So the map is Neo Sulfit, and on the left side here we have our green Protoss, Ash Dreamer.
Alright, and in the bottom right we have our olive Zerg, Mathias. Yeah, Mathias, from what I know about him, is pretty aggressive Zerg. I don't know a ton, but pretty strong. Like I said, I played him in a clan war a few weeks back, and he beat me 2-1, but every game he was very aggressive with his strategies. Like, there was a 3-edge Hydra rushing, some kind of lurker rush against me. So I kind of expect to see something similar from him. Some early kind of aggression, maybe. We'll have to see. But Dreamer is probably better equipped to handle it than I was.
We'll see about that. We saw some fast Zerg wins against Protoss in the last cast as well. Yeah, and he's going for that gateway first here, so interesting. He's going to put on the aggression himself early on, but we see an overpool, and this is basically the build for a Zerg player to be fine against that, to take no damage. He will have his Zerglings up before the first Zealot reaches the base.
Yeah, I think he even might have made a second or third drone before that pool, like a 10 pool or something. I don't know. Maybe
Oh,
it
was it?
One.
Okay. Yeah,
I thought he was making some money, but maybe I just misread it. I don't know. Looks like we're gonna throw down that hatchery here at 11 supply. So yeah, should be fine.
So the question is always, will he make some more drones, or will he just get 2 Zerglings, or will he actually save up Larva? And we can see the answer here. He's saving up 3 Larva, so there will be 6 Zerglings, so he will definitely take no damage if he doesn't make any mistake in his micro.
Yeah, well, he did scout that it was gateway first, because we do have a drone in the main stealing Dreamer's gas here.
Yes, that's true.
So he definitely knows Zealot should be on the way, and Dreamer, seeing that there are probably 6 Zerglings, it looks like he's just going to turn around with that Zealot. And I expect to see him throw down some... Sorry?
Yeah, I just want to say, I'm playing this build myself on ladder all the time. I really like this gateway first opening, and if I see an overpool, I think it's definitely the correct decision to go for that block on your choke instead of trying to commit your Zealots, because one Zealot will usually not do any damage against 6 Zerglings, so he's doing a good job. But he actually did not make the Forge so far. That's really weird in my opinion. Usually you block off the choke here with the Forge.
Yeah, I think Mathias could sneak in past that top Zealot. Maybe?
Yeah, definitely. He can definitely run through here.
Yeah, but I guess he doesn't know that. Like, he tried to poke up there and then he decided to come turn back. Oh, he's gonna sneak in here though, between those 2 Zealots. Well, that's a bit unfortunate, getting Lings in your base. And seeing this Dreamer's actually gonna push across with the rest of his army. He's fighting the Extractor instead of the Zerglings with that Zealot, okay. Notices now he's gonna pull that Zealot out. Oh, okay, or back.
Meanwhile, going for that attack, and if Matthews does not catch up on that, he will be in trouble. But he's making Zerglings, so I think he can be fine. Only one probe dead so far from those Zerglings that got in the base, I think. Okay, second one now, but overall, I would say good defense here for Dreamer.
And now he's putting on the pressure himself. He's got 3 Zealots and a probe fighting these Lings. Oh, one Zealot definitely getting caught in there though. A little bit of good micro here. He's gonna pick off these other 2 Zerglings.
And now he really
looks like he's gonna back out. Yeah, those 2 Zealots are so low on health.
Okay, saying never mind. That 7 shield points are enough, but the Zerglings don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, if the Zerglings attack the other 2 Zealots, then it would be a good spot for Dreamer. But they did pick off those weak ones, so nice play by Matthews there. He is still continuing to put on this pressure. I mean, Matthews does have to deal with these Zealots.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what I'm seeing here, because usually a Zerg player can easily outproduce one gateway with 3 hatcheries. I really wonder why he's taking so much damage, why his Zergling count is so low. But so far, I mean, it's working for Dreamer. I don't think he will get this hatchery, so I'm not sure if that's the best time spent to attack the hatchery here. But he's at least forcing the Zerg to make a lot of Zerglings and not mine from his natural for a long time.
He will eventually clean up these Zealots. There's just one left now. He does have a lot of speedlings though. It looks like he's going to try and go across the map, maybe find some damage, but we do have a second cannon coming up here now for Dreamer, as long as he blocks that choke. I don't think
he needs 2 units for that. 1 unit will not be enough. Okay, he's adding that probe. I'm still not sure if it's tight, to be honest, but okay, with that second Zealot, it's definitely tight.
He's definitely not going to be able to get in there. Especially with that second cannon now, I don't think it's worth trying. So pretty good situation here for Dreamer, I would say. He got his natural up. He forced a lot of Zerglings out of Zerg. And he's continuing on his path. I mean, his Cyber Core is on the way. We don't have a lair. Okay, the lair is just starting now for Matthews.
It's a weird game. Dreamer did got his gas blocked, so his gas is a bit late. And he already only has 2 probes in gas, only 1 now. Okay, adding the second again. So only 2 probes in gas in the natural here, and I'm not sure if that's enough. But he's getting that gas at the base, in the main base finally.
Hopefully he notices and puts the 3rd probe on there at some point. I know the pain. Like, you're like, why do I have no gas later on in the game? And then you realize you had 2 probes on gas the whole game, and you're like, oh, okay, guess that's why. But he is starting to mine from that second gas, even though only 2 of the probes are mining as well. One of them's just sitting outside.
Okay, so he has 4 probes on 2 gases overall. But I mean, it will be enough to get his core there and his upgrade here and the speed and the Templar archive. But the Templar count will be a bit lower if you don't fix that. Okay, now he fixed it in the main base and not in the natural so far. But at least 5, that's good enough.
Yeah. Well, we do have the Spire being started here for Matthews as well. Now, a Sunken Colony at his natural, not wanting to die to some Zealots coming out, I suppose. It's not the greatest SimCity in the world, but it's kind of an interesting placement. Maybe he'll throw another hatchery or something to block that Sunken a little bit later.
Yeah, hatchery, evolution chamber. Evolution chamber will come soon. So I think it will be fine when he adds that. But it will take a long time until the Dreamer goes out of his base, I think. He has that +1 upgrade almost finished, but the speed is not even started here. But he's going out anyways with slow Zealots. Maybe if they have +1 upgrade, he can still commit anyways, even without speed.
Alright, first Courser is just gonna go ahead and take out this Overlord out at his base before scouting. Head across the map, see what he can see. He's not gonna see anything too out of the ordinary. I mean, he'll be able to see the Spires done, 3rd base. Hydralisk done on the way, so it's going to be a Hydra then and hatchery blocking here. Second coming down as well.
Okay, Dreamer not using his time to kill maybe an additional overlord, but rather scouting the state of the Zerg base here, and also scouting that third base now, scouting for a fourth one, can't find it. So yeah, good scouting, will not lose his core there like in the first game. So I think really Dreamer is having a very much better game compared to the first game he played against Bakurio. He's getting all the upgrades now, he's getting his speed, he will get his storm any second, I would think. And I think he is in a good position. He's up in supply, he's up in workers.
Yeah, he's throwing down a bunch more gateways now as well. 4 more gateways coming down, so he's going up to a total of 6 here. Adding a third cannon to his main, so he's definitely feeling a little bit worried that there's some potential mutalisks or something coming. He's got 3 cannons in his main minerals, he's throwing down another one in his natural. I guess having seen that Spire finished, having seen the second gas, he's like, okay, there's mutas are a real possibility here.
Yeah. So, can that DT do any damage? I don't think so. There's an overlord on every base, and yes, a lot of sunken, so this DT is dying immediately. Okay, now he finally started his storm, so yeah, still some like a minute before he can really push out. But I think he has a good army. If he can use his gateways now and maybe get some more goons added to that, I think he has a good army. So what is our Zerg player doing? Is he just getting mass hatcheries now? No, he is actually doing Mutalisks now. That's interesting.
Yeah, so a nice read there maybe by Dreamer. We're even seeing that third gas being taken, so he's definitely planning on going some gas heavy on 3 base here. This could catch Dreamer off guard. He stopped producing Corsairs. If those mutas come out, they could definitely get some good Templar snipes off. There's like no anti-air with this army at all.
Yeah, this is why you usually want to have your Corsair count, or you want to make some more Corsairs, like 5 or so, or you want to wait until you have some goons with range before you move out, because a Mutalist switch can always happen and then you lose all your High Templars for nothing basically, and the Hydralist will just kill your remaining army. So let's see,
Yeah.
he's just using it defensively. He looks like he does not want to commit to any attack here, despite having so many zealots.
Yeah, I mean, Mafius is aware of this too. He's got those Scourge there, and we can see him flying in with the mutas now. He's going to pick off all these Templar if he can.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Those storms on his own zealots.
Did a lot to the mutas, but yeah. Dreamer just has no answer for these mutas at the moment. So this third base attempt is going to be denied. Some Dragoons coming out now, but they're stuck in his base.
And we can actually see a very low gas count here for Dreamer, and he still has only 2 in his natural gas. So I think this maybe could bite him in the back right now, because his goon count is not very big. He has no gas to make additional Corsairs, and he also has no Templars right now, so he needs gas for Templars and for goons and for Corsairs, and he just not have enough, I think.
You can feel his pain at this point in the game. Like, why do I have no gas? I just have no gas. But we got this battle coming on. It looks like not quite enough Hydras to break through at the moment. He's still pressing with them, but Dreamer will hold for now. But he does need some more of those gas units. He needs some more Templars out here. He's going to throw down a couple more gateways, going up to 8 gateways here on 2 bases now, and going to retake that third base.
Yeah, it was a fine fight for him. He had a lot of zealots that were fighting the Hydralists, and then he had his goons and 1 core there shooting at the big Mutalist clump all the time. So it was definitely a good fight for Dreamer, and if he can hold the third base, he's still in a good position, I think, but he really needs to hold that. But so far it looks very good. He just has so many other units, even without Templars, he can push back those Hydralists.
Yeah, Mafius's bank is a little bit up there. I don't know if he just needed another hatchery earlier or if his production was a little bit off. I feel like if he had spent that on time, he may have been able to deny this third base again. But as it is, he is making a bunch more Hydras now, so maybe there's still a chance to go in there and deny it. Although with a couple Templars out here, that makes the defense a lot easier for Dreamer.
Yes, I think it's over now for killing this third base. I think this third base is going up and it cannot be killed anymore right now. And I mean, the gateway count for Dreamer is also growing very nicely. He already added 4 more gateways in anticipation of his third base here, so very good job there. And I mean, he has a lot of gateways now. He's on 10 gateways now. And if he continues to produce his units like he did so far, I think he's in a good position. But the main task that the Protoss needs to do at this mid-game stage, after the first few battles are over and he is taking a third base, is denying the fourth base, or at least like making sure that the Zerg is not getting more expansions. But so far he's not even scouting for that. It looks like he's just taking his own fourth base.
Yeah, he wants to secure a couple of his own bases, and we can see why he was gas starved. I saw him take that gas at this third base before his Nexus was even done. That's when you know the Protoss is like, I need that gas, right? I'm so low. Why am I so low? He starts that ASAP, throws his probes, ready to mine it. But yeah, he is moving out on the map now. We'll have to see if he can maybe deny a base. With the lurkers up the ramp here, it's definitely going to be hard to stop that fourth base coming up now. And he's got a pretty nice lurker spread outside of his natural as well, with a bunch of Zerglings and Hydras around it behind too.
Yeah, I think there are 2 playstyles for a Protoss player. Well, but let's look at this fight first. So, some lurkers here. There's one observer has to make sure that he's not getting that picked off here. Oh, all the zealots running into the lurker spines already. But here's a good army.
Storm. Yeah. But no more storms coming out yet. It looks like he doesn't even have one. Okay, one more.
Now we have one more. Yes, and he uses it. Nice. But I think overall, well. Yeah, I mean, I think it was a good trade for him. But if you have only goons left and no more storm, no more zealots, I think it's time to go back. And he's actually going back, at least with half of his army. But yeah, anyways, I think overall Dreamer is doing the right decisions here. He's playing a good game.
Yeah, his fourth base is up and mining now as well. He's even sent a probe to take a fifth base, so if he can secure that, he's definitely in a really good spot. I still think he's in a pretty good position here. Like, we can see he's 30 supply up on the Zerg at the moment. He's mining off 4 bases. Granted, one of them is less minerals and one of them is a mineral only. But if he can secure this high ground base here, then he's going to have a lot of gas and mineral income for quite a while. And Protoss can fight for a long time on 5 bases.
Yes, and he's also scouting the top right part of the maps for any additional bases, and he also has a unit here at the bottom at the 6 o'clock base. So yeah, he's securing his own bases, and he is now scouting for additional bases from the Zerg and is ready to deny it, I think, because his army is a lot stronger right now. So yeah, he's really doing good decisions here. What I want to say earlier is, as a Protoss, I think you have multiple options. If the Zerg goes for that mass lurker camping style, you can either try to go for a lot of harassment or just like maybe also just bulldoze your way through. But what you can also do is just staying very defensive and getting a lot of bases yourself. Usually you say Zerg should always be ahead in bases, but if Zerg is spending so much on basically static defense, the lurkers are not super mobile, you can actually get away with expanding a bit quicker as a Protoss, and he's doing that, so it's very nice. But we could just see an Overlord fleet getting loaded up, and it's heading towards the Protoss main.
Yeah, I was gonna say we had a little counter attack at that 5th base for Dreamer, but he does hold that off. Matthews is about to mine out of his 3rd base at pseudo high ground as well, and he's not even fully saturated in his main. This drop, oh, there's already cannons in the main here for Dreamer.
Yeah, perfect.
This drop, he did try and push up to that 4th base. He's not going to be able to kill it, but this drop, will it get enough done? There's quite a few units here. Dreamer's army is so far away.
Very far away, yes.
He is
so where's
definitely
the
going to lose some tech.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think there's enough left here for Zerg to be too deadly. He may lose that Templar Archives, but it looks like that'll be about it.
Yes.
No,
Yeah,
no
so
Templar for a
overall,
little bit.
not a lot of damage done. I mean, he still has Citadel, he can just rebuild the Templar Archive very quickly. He's already doing that in the natural. And I think he still has a bigger army. He just, as I said, needs to make sure that the Zerg is not taking another base. Because, yeah, the minerals are getting low for the first 3 bases here of Mafios. And if Dreamer can just hold his bases and deny any other Zerg base, I think he can easily win this game.
Yeah, like, well, Protoss has 5 bases, but Zerg only has 4, and Zerg's literally just mining out of this one now. He lost one of those mineral patches, and his 4th base is still pretty saturated, or still has a lot of minerals left. His main base has a little bit because it's not even fully saturated, but what can he do? Like, he's got to try these drops or something to set Dreamer back so he can either get into base or what. So this drop's coming in, but these cannons are finishing just in time, maybe? Wow.
Just in time. And here's another Templar. No, it has no energy. But I think the cannons are doing it. It looked like not a lot of units came out of those overlords. I don't know.
That was like perfect timing there for Dreamer, so shut down once again. And we can see in the supplies, oh, he's gonna even lose those overlords. Okay, he loses 1. There's still some units in them, actually.
Yeah, I felt like there were not enough units coming out of 8 overlords or 7 or how much it was. It definitely looked like he could kill those cannons if he just dropped every unit out immediately, because they were just basically finishing and not in time to shoot right away. But anyways, it happened like it happened, and now Dreamer defended the 2nd drop and he still has 5 bases. I wonder what he's doing with the army now. So he is maxed out. So at this point you have to decide, do you want to go for even more bases as a Protoss? Maybe do some drops while you're doing that? Or you want to really use your maxed out army to commit to an attack somewhere?
Yeah, well, this is looking really scary for Zerg. He is going to try and set up, it looks like, this base in the bottom left here. Starting at hatchery now. I would like to see Dreamer maybe do something with his army. Like, it's just been sitting here. Like you said, either deny some bases for Zerg or set up some more yourself. Looks like he is going to move it out onto the map now. But what is Zerg going to have? If Zerg can get this base, maybe he can fight back into this. But he's looking pretty far behind. There is an Ultralisk Den done. Or Ultralisk Cavern, I should say. And a Defiler Mound almost done. But he can't really afford to make Ultras at this point in time.
Yeah, and I mean, even if he gets this base, it's still 5 against 5 at that point. Remember, Protoss is ahead 1 base the whole time. So,
yeah,
I don't think he can win this game if he doesn't get at least 1 more base.
We're gonna have a big, massive attack here into the natural of the Zerg player. Dreamer's gonna lose all his Zealots, but there are no Defilers out yet, so these Dragoons are still very useful. He's gonna just force his way through here.
Yeah,
Nicely
and
done.
that was a nice attack. He has only goons left, some Archons, but I think he has so many units left that it could be enough. Okay, but Zerglings are getting some good trades here. The Archon should be dying anytime soon.
Was a drop in the main base of Dreamer at the same time. There's 2 lurkers picking off a couple of gateways here. Alright, he will clean up the Protoss army, but he loses everything as well. And Protoss does finally clean up that drop in his main as well.
Yeah.
So, where are we at now? Big bank for Dreamer.
Yeah, I
He's gonna be able
just
to
want to
remake his
say
army
that.
quickly.
So you remember when I said like 10 minutes 10 minutes ago I said, yeah, he added some nice gates because he had his 3rd finishing. That's still the same gates. He did not add the single. Okay, he did add 1 single gateway in his 4th or 5th it was even, after taking the 10 gates when he had the 3rd completed. So he took 2 more bases and not added more gates. And that's why he has such a big bank. You need to add more gateways, otherwise you will still lose to the third player.
But well, this little attack going on at the 6:30ish o'clock. We do have Dreamer taking another base, the other natural. If he's able to secure the main and natural, he's going to be in such a great position. Like, he's going to be able to get more bases than Zerg overall. Oh, but Zerg is going to find this and probably deny it right now. Nice little play there from Matthews.
I still don't see gates, by the way. It's it's incredible that he's not adding gates when he's over 3k the whole time.
Okay, 3 more gates are coming down as you say that.
Ah, okay, finally. But that's not
you.
enough. He should just make 10 gateways at this point.
Nothing but gateways. Yeah.
He's adding another one. He's by the way going for arbiters as well. Still 2 probes in gas in the natural, but going for arbiters. But I mean, he has enough bases now. He has enough gas. Oh wow, only 2 probes in the gas in his 5th as well. So he really likes to have only 2 probes in gas, it looks like.
Yeah. Poor fellow. I don't know, maybe he just thinks you only need 2 at these bases. I don't know. Yeah, so he is going to go upgrade recall with those arbiters. So I guess that's the solution here to break in. It's just recall into the base. We do have some ultras on the map now. But critically, we said he can't afford too many. He's got like 5 on the map, maybe. One thing though is because Dreamer is so low on gas, he isn't able to make a lot of Archons and Reavers to help deal with this. We do have 1 Reaver out now, but I don't see any Archons on the map and barely any Templar. Okay,
yeah,
there's 1 Archon.
I mean, it's incredible that he is basically so far ahead on economy, but when you are not spending your resources and you're not mining all the gas you can, you could still lose against the Zerg player. I mean, the advantage that Dreamer had, I think it's getting smaller. I mean, he has that base at the top now. If he can hold that, of course, he's in a very good position again. But if that gets killed, if this base gets killed at any point in the game, we will have an even game again. So he really needs to make sure that this base stays up. And only cannons might not be enough if Dark Swarm comes into play. So maybe some Templars there, maybe a gateway to block or so. Something to hold that base.
Yeah. Well, going back to that gas thing again, sorry. It's 26 minutes into the game and he hasn't even mined out the gas in his natural or his main. He's only got 1 in the main. There's still 260 gas there.
Nice.
So I don't know, just maybe a little bit nerves or big mistakes. Like, he does have 3 on gas at his new base, but all his other bases have 2 or 1 probe mining gas, except for that 4th base, which is depleted, of course. Or 3rd base.
I just want to see 30 zealots anyways, even if you don't have gas. Spend your minerals and send 30 zealots into the natural and kill the main base and the natural. But anyways, we have a drop coming up, and this time Matthews, he's respecting the cannons and he's dark swarming now before he actually drops his units. There are 2 Templars, so maybe the Storms can do it, but okay, never mind, not against Ultralists.
Yeah, so he's gonna lose a lot here. If you lose all the gateways, it can be hard to get an army back out onto the map to stop Zerg or deny it. So this is one way Zerg could maybe get back into this. Just prevent, Dreamer from making a bunch of units for a while. But it looks like with all these zealots coming back, he's going to eventually clean this up. Even a Reaver joining the fight, and that'll do a lot of damage to these Ultralists.
Luckily he has an Overlord here, because the Arbiter is cloaking the Protoss army. But yeah. Oh, where's the Dark Swarm? At the top. It's not there. He cannot kill it without Dark Swarm. But yeah.
Didn't have any Scarabs, but he's building them now.
Exactly. So if he had Dark Swarm, this base could have died if he focuses the Reaver before it has Scarabs. Yeah, but now in general, Dreamer is securing this base with something else other than cannons. So getting Reavers and also having that High Templar here is, I think, a very good defense. So I think now there's not really anything that can happen to take the game away from Dreamer.
Yeah, well, we can see, like, he's maxed, 70 supply up. His army's just massive here. He's got, it is kind of spread out. Like, I gotta say, he's got a bunch of units outside his natural, some in his main. Two control groups here out on the map, some defending his bases. But what can Zerg do? Zerg is really only mining off of one base here, and it's not even fully saturated with drones. So, okay, he's got two bases, sorry, but neither of them are completely saturated.
Yeah, that's true. Also losing single Ultralist here for free. Well, maybe not.
Ultras is going to keep picking off the army. Okay, he is going to turn back. Notice that and kill that Ultralist now.
Yeah.
So yeah, despite that low gas mining all game, he has no probes mining gas in his main and he still never mined it out. We're going to have a 30-minute game here where he never mined out the gas in his main.
Yeah.
Or his natural for that matter.
He's not mining. Oh,
kind of funny,
Storm drop.
He didn't need it.
7
Very
kills
nice.
here. 8.
And gonna make that Archon. But it is gonna go down before it finishes.
I think this could be the last drop we see here from Mafios, but since Dreamer is split up everywhere with the units, there will be no problem to defend this drop here.
Yeah. 3 Ultras, Storm's going down already. Even if he, like, I think even if the Ultra Link kills Dreamer's base, he's not too worried. He can remake his gates. He's killing one of the mining bases here. Like, his army's just too big to contend. And looks like we're having La Mancha called for the game 2.
Yes, and that is GG. Okay. Yeah, funny game. Long game.
Yes, I do believe there. So we had a question in the chat about any Terran games. I do believe in second group there is a Terran player.
Yeah, for anyone who tuned in later, I mean, we showed it in the beginning when we just had the viewer count very low and filling up. I can very quickly show what groups we have here today. So here you can see we have Group G right now, where there are 3 Zergs in the Protoss. And in Group H, that we'll see afterwards, we have a Terran in Ziggy here and some other races as well. So this group will be very mixed from the matchups. So, but first we'll finish this group, and we are in the losers match right now with Dreamer going up 1-0 against Mafios.
Well, Mafios is on the ropes now. He has to win the next 2 games if he wants to avoid being eliminated from BSL.
That is correct.
Yeah, 1 more win for Dreamer, and he will go on to face Azuna in the final match of Group G. So this was the Zerg's pick or map. So maybe he has something he likes to do here, some special strategy. We'll have to see. It's a pretty standard fine map.
And here we are in the game. In the top left, we have our Zerg, who really needs to win now, otherwise he's eliminated. It is Mafios.
Right, and in the bottom right, we have our green Protoss from Russia, Ash Dreamer. 1 game away from going to the final match. All right. So we'll have to see. Last game was very good. Very close game between these two. I mean, it was almost a 30-minute game where our Protoss player did eventually come out ahead. Will Mafios change it up? We did have that gateway first coming out of Dreamer too, so we'll see if he wants to do that again.
Yeah, looks like he likes this build, but I have to say the pylon not in the best position for that wall. Usually you use the pylon as part of the wall. If not, you will have a big gap that you need at least 3 zealots to close. But we'll see.
Wonder, yeah, maybe he's gonna do something like 2 gateways and use the 2 gateways for the wall.
And another interesting question in the chat, the big question: will he actually mine gas with 3 probes in this game?
Well, if we see it, oh, he's even gonna go. He's actually just gonna go for Forge first here without the initial probe scout.
That is risky on a big 4-player map like La Mancha. That is very risky.
Yeah. Maybe he's feeling confident he's not about to get 9 pooled. We do have that overpool coming out from our Zerg player, though.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely has to get the cannons now. If he not scout the Zerg player in the first position, that he's obviously not doing, I think he needs
Not
to add
gonna
a
get the
cannon.
cannon. Like he's playing so risky.
He's playing so he's actually getting the Nexus. It's incredible. That's so risky.
We saw him, yeah. We saw him take this risk too against Ozuna on match point. That 12 Nexus, he's just like, I don't think you're gonna ring rush me. I'm just gonna get my Nexus.
Yeah.
But I mean, he hasn't been punished for it. So if it's working, he's up a game. So he's like, well, if I die here, I can win it in a long game next game. If not, I might as well get an early advantage or something.
Yeah. So one more thought about that last game. I think both players in the last game were pretty passive. So we saw Dreamer not really committing to a quick attack. He just used his units to get his third base up, and then he added a very quick fourth base. Mafius as well, he just tagged into lurkers and buried the lurkers in front of his natural. So really both players not going for any big attacks or so early on. And in the end, I think Dreamer just got way ahead by out-expanding the Zerg, so maybe we could see something more aggressive from our Zerg player. I mean, you mentioned it earlier that he likes to play aggressive sometimes, so maybe we'll see that.
Yeah, he definitely did against me. Maybe he knew I was weak against aggression or something, or thought I was. I don't know. But yeah, we do see actually that pylon being added into the wall now, just at the top, and he's blocking with probes, having seen that Mafia's made 6 lings, and not wanting to let any more lings into his base again this game.
Yeah. Actually, the first game that he has no Zerglings in the base. So the first 2 games against Bakuru, or the 1 game against Bakuru, and then the last game against Mafius, he did have Zerglings in his base, but now he doesn't. That's nice for him.
I'm sure the chat will be happy to see that he has 3 probes mining gas in the main.
Oh yeah. That's very good.
So, let's see if that helps him out. So, looking like layer coming down already. I didn't see when that was. Okay, it just started. Yeah. So, yeah. Looking standard opening so far for both players. Although, okay, I was going to say I don't see the core, but never mind, it's at the natural.
Yeah, I just noticed something in the chat. The messages by Lucky Noob got removed from my bot. Sorry about that. I will tell the bot to stop for the next game. So don't worry, you can still chat.
Lucky Noob spamming too much.
I will turn it off after the game.
Sounds like.
Yeah, so in general, if you have a standard game like this, it's always very important that the Protoss player gets his scouting on the map, and he has basically 2 options how he can do that. He can get a probe on the map, or maybe a Zealot, or he can go for that fast core there, but we can see he's actually not going for the Stargate here, so that will be difficult if the Zerg player goes for that fast Hydra or fast Mutalist, and we can see the Spire going up. And there is no scouting information for Dreamer right now. He's going for that fast Speedlot attack.
Yeah, could definitely be a little bit risky, but this timing could hit at a very strong timing. If Mafias isn't ready for it at all, because he doesn't have any scouting either. He doesn't know that this is not Stargate timing, or that there's no Stargate at the moment. After a while, if you see no Corsair, you got to be questioning, okay, I think he skipped Corsair, but will it be in time? We're even having Templar Archives thrown down now as well. So maybe a quick Templar or Dark Templar follow-up to this.
Yeah, so I'm really wondering if Mafios goes for Mutalist or not. He's not taking his gas in the natural, so that usually is saying that he's not doing it, but sometimes they'll just get like 4 or 5 Mutalists to just hope to get a free win if the Protoss has no anti-air.
Yeah, question in the chat. I am from Canada. I am not German or Australian.
Yes. And it was correct, I am German. That's correct. So, the Zealots are moving out now. Speed is finished. The +1 not really aligned perfectly, but I think it will finish when he reaches the Zerg base here. And I think those Zealots could do a lot of damage. We see some Muters building, but Muters take a long time to actually kill a lot of Zealots. Is the +1 finished?
SimCity and some Lings hopefully blocking, but the Lings went to the 3rd base. So, nice little blocks here from the drones for now, but is this going to be enough? He's definitely going to lose some stuff here.
Yeah.
A few Lings right down. Getting on top of that Sunken. I don't know if that's the best choice, but two Zealots running into the main. He is going to lose basically all of these Zealots for not much.
Yeah, it looked very promising in the beginning, but then he kind of targeted the wrong things. He targeted the Sunken here. He sent 1 or 2 Zealots to the 3rd base, and those get just picked off by the Sunken here. And then the 2 Zealots that he sent in the main were not really committing to the drones. They were just sitting there. So overall, not a lot of damage done here, and I think this was pretty good for Matthews. But I mean, of course, he scouted the Mutalist, so he is able to get the appropriate defense to not take any major damage from the Mutalists.
We can see a couple of cannons coming out in each mineral line here. DT gonna try and sneak in. If this goes undetected, like, he's gonna be able to start hitting drones. Okay, the Overlord does notice. He's gonna pull it back. So I don't think it's going to get too much damage done. He is still going to get a few kills. That's 3 now. 4 drones.
Oh yeah, so
Definitely worth it for this DT. He's even flying
6,
back with
wow.
those Mutalisks to try and kill it. Yeah, 7 kills, 8 kills. 2 of those were Lings, but still.
8 kills is a lot, but thankfully there's Overlord in the main, otherwise that would be very bad for the player here. But anyways, it was 6 drone kills, so that's very good for him. If we take a look at the worker and the supply, Dreamer is ahead. Of course, Protoss is usually ahead compared to the Zerg. Yeah, but I think if he can actually spend his minerals and get some more gateways now and push out, I think he's in a good position. And he's
we're gonna have a really good +2 timing coming out from Protoss as well. It's already over half done. He must have started that almost immediately after +1. Storm on the mutas. I mean, Matthews is trying to get some damage done, but there's more than enough here with the cannons and a couple storms that I don't think the mutas are gonna find too much damage. And I'm getting a little bit worried for Matthews. I don't know, like with this +2 timing. Ooh, we even have a Dark Archon coming out. Get a Maelstrom off on those mutas and then storm them.
Oh wow. But there are only like 4 mutas left. I'm not sure if that's really needed.
Maybe it'd be better Maelstrom the Hydras.
By the way, I just realized this evolution chamber was up for a pretty long time, I think. But he just now started his first upgrade here. So there will be a big timing window where this +2 upgrade will hit the 0-0 Zerg, and that can really hurt. But we have the first lurkers going up. Is there an observer? That's a big question here.
Not yet. Robo is almost
soon.
done. I think we're gonna like +2 is gonna finish up soon. Dragoon range is half done, so I think we're gonna see Dreamer move out soon. And I'm kind of worried for the Zerg. Once he gets those obs out, I don't know if Zerg's gonna have what he needs to necessarily hold back this Protoss army.
Oh, will there be the big timing for the Dark Archon? Will there be the Maelstrom? Can he do it?
It's coming in.
Go!
Needs
Go!
2 more energy. 2 more energy. Okay, here we go. He's got enough energy now.
Yes!
There it is.
But now he needs units to kill it.
Alright, he's got the Archon there. He's gonna kill these.
Clutch save
Nice
of that pylon with that Maelstrom.
Yep. All right, so yeah, first observer is on the way, and I think we're just gonna like +2 is done. So once that observer's on the map, I think we're just gonna see Dreamer go across the map and quite possibly kill the Zerg. I don't want to necessarily say kill him, but he just seems like he's pretty far behind where he should be. Maybe that DT did more.
I think he
Hard to
he
say.
only killed 6 drones, but overall I feel like Mafius is playing a very low economy style overall. He did get those early Mutalisks that did not really accomplish anything, and then he tagged into the lurkers very quickly without getting a lot of drones first. So yeah, he's definitely not in a good position, and I think we could see the end of the game here. He's again just using his lurkers in a very defensive way, so it looks like Matthews is never planning to attack.
Yeah, and he's quite spread out. That's like the problem here, right? Like he's got defenses at his bases, but then his units are also kind of out in the open here. We're gonna have the engage here soon from Dreamer. He's gonna like Mathias needs to pull all his units in here, I think. Nice storm. He's killing most of these lurkers, and there's no where are his reinforcements? Like, just has no units coming down from his third base.
Yes, they are not moving, and I think this is it. Now it's too late.
I don't think he has enough to stop it. I think this is just the end. Like I said, Protoss is just gonna march across the map and I think just kill him. He's pulling his units now, but it's a control group of Hydras and a couple of lurkers. Nice storm going down on those Hydras. And it looks like he will break into the natural here. And
Lol, me lose.
can't believe that he lost.
I mean, I have to say, it was not really close. I really felt like Dreamer did kinda outplay him in both games, and he had a lot of economy and a very big army. Yeah, so that's it. Congratulations to Dreamer for advancing to the elimination match. He's not out of the group yet, but sadly Matthews is out of the group. He gets eliminated from BSL 9 GosuLeague in the round of 32.
Yep. All right. Well, Backer, you finished first in this group. Time to find out who is going to join him into the next round of the tournament.
Yes, and I will open the next game here. Which is the final series of the group.
Some comments and questions in the chat. I think someone asking what race we play, or maybe he's just asking the chat, but either way, we're both Protoss players. I wish 1800 was A as well there, Dark. Huh. I could make it to A rank if 1800 was A.
Yeah, exactly. So
I'm stuck at B.
Yeah, I'm at 2080 or so right now. So like, yeah, 2.1k. By the way, for anyone who does not know, I'm actually also playing in the BSL 9 GosuLeague. So this tournament right here, I'm also a player of this. So I was playing in Group E. So if you have not checked it out, it was cast on Models TV Twitch channel. So if you want to check that out, you can do it. Group E. There you can see me in action if you want. I will not spoil the results.
I'm in Chobo League. I made it to the round of 32 from the round of 80. That's not necessarily a spoiler because the round of 80 isn't being cast. There's just so many games. It was a bit of a weird format, all best of ones, so could kind of go anyway, but I did manage to. We'll see if I go forward. I'm in an all Protoss group, which can be kind of weird, devastating, scary in the round of 32. So yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Okay, so I think Now we have everything set up. We are in the next game. I made sure Nightbot is not acting up and is not removing messages again. So now we are ready for the next game. And here we have it. So it is no, wait. Let me do a normal introduction. So on the bottom left of Near Sylphid again, it is our green Protoss player, Ash Dreamer.
Alright, and in the top, in the 12 o'clock position, is our purple Zerg, Ozuna. And a couple more comments from the chat. Where are the Terran players? There will be Terran players in the next group. Well, one Terran player in the next group. And yes, MasterReY is about 200, 250 MMR higher than I am.
Yeah.
So, yes, PVZ again. Definitely a fun matchup to play. Can be very frustrating for Protoss side of things. A lot of little things you have to worry about early on. But we'll have to see. I mean, it looks like Dreamer might be going for that gateway again. Although we have seen him do the late Forge. Scout late with the Forge as well,
Let's
so it
see
could be
about
either.
this.
And gateway. Alright.
Yeah,
And he's going to see that
against
Overlord.
Gateway.
Yep. So he knows exactly where Zerg's position is.
Yeah, so far same game that we have, or that we had last game. But I feel like Ozuna maybe has a better shot if he's not playing super passive like Mafios did. So maybe we'll see some aggression from him, because the passive Zerg style definitely has not worked against Dreamer so far. So we see the overpull here. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I saw a little thing that the Zerg tried to hide his drone at the bottom to throw down a hatchery, but now it's just chasing the probe around, so he's not even going to get his hatchery on time anyway because it's busy chasing that probe.
That's very weird. Yeah, wow, he has so many minerals. If the probe would block this now, that would be a huge delay. But he actually got his hatchery down with over 400 minerals only.
Yeah, even built the lings before the hatchery. Just because the drone was chasing around and he couldn't put it down, so nice there for a little nice win there for Dreamer, and we're gonna see him just go ahead and block his wall again, hiding a probe out on the map to scout a little bit later. Will Ozuna know that he can run by the top? I think he's actually gonna be able to get lings in.
Yes, it's so weird that he's always adding a pylon. This really helps not at all against this. He needs to add the forge instead of the pylon. The pylon is really useless at this point. He should just add like a forge and the nexus.
He's gonna get the nexus here now. Will he stop those links from getting in? No, he will not.
Yeah, not a single Zergling died. There's no wall, there's nothing stopping the Zerglings. And now he will probably lose some probes again. One. Okay, killed a lot of Zerglings here, so that was very good. He lost only one in the main and one in the natural here.
Killing a random drone out on the map.
Oh, wow.
Bad rally.
Oh, and some Zerglings also died on the way here against that one Zealot. More Zealots are streaming out of the base for Dreamer now. So despite those Zerglings getting in, he did not really accomplish too much. Only 3 drones left, probes dead so far. But now he has nothing to defend those 3 Zealots.
A couple of Zerglings now hatching, so he should be able to kill maybe one of these. Oh, but he does get into a very tough position to fight. Can't really get on top of that Zealot without trading in effectively with this Zerglings. Will he be able to block this other Zealot from getting in there too? No.
Just stacking up the Zealots in this spot.
Just gonna hide out there until, I don't know, until they can pick off some drones there, until there's enough lings that, or even Hydras. I've seen that before too. Just hiding Zealots until Hydras come out. But layer on the way now for Ozuna. Do we have no mining? I think Dreamer's a little bit scared. There's some kind of an all-in coming. He's really blocking up his choke, and he's making 2 cannons here behind this. No gas mining started yet either.
Yeah, there were also some probes not mining in the mineral line here. He fixed one of them, but there's still two sitting here. One sitting still at the bottom. Yeah, but okay, now it's kinda fine. So he also Ozuna cleared the zealots here, but I think he lost almost all of his zerglings here. There's still one zealot left.
Alive in the main, yeah. But it will go down here very shortly. Alright, Dreamer's gonna send 4 more across the map. He's just continuing to put this pressure on, kind of forcing Ozuna to continue to make lings instead of drones. Which can be nice, but we can already see Dreamer's actually down in probes, so he hasn't been making probes this time, or maybe it's just he lost too many from those lings. Some of both. But we actually have more drones for Ozuna. Oh no. 2 probes again? Okay, we got 3 probes mining gas, we're good.
Yeah, I just checked that. But yeah, I'm not sure. Ozuna's in a big trouble here against those 4 zealots. Again attacking the hatchery. I'm not sure about this. Can he really kill it? I mean, if he can kill it, sure, he almost won the game probably. But usually you cannot kill the hatchery.
Yeah, he's forced to fight with drones here as well, trying to mess up the AI of these zealots while he's waiting for lings to hatch. He does get one of those zealots. We'll get a second, so I think he will eventually clean these zealots, but at what cost? Another zealot is coming in. So this is just like non-stop pressure this game from Dreamer, and he kind of has to do this. He's got to buy time to get his tech since his gas was so delayed.
It's so funny how Dreamer can get so much damage done with those late one-gate zealot attacks. It's incredible.
Yeah, okay, there's more than enough lings out here now. Well, 3rd zealot does join in, but a good surround on these zealots. So they'll pick at least one of them off. And the next one. So is cleaned up for him, and now we have Spire Tech done, and the Stargate isn't even finished, it's just finishing now, so we'll be a little bit behind on tech still for Dreamer. Citadel being started now as well, and throwing some cannons down in his mineral lines, not wanting to die to some mutals in here.
Yeah, I'm a bit worried about Dreamer still. I mean, he did do a lot of damage, but I feel like whenever he attacked, he did not really macro that well in the base, because his probe count is really not that good. I mean, only like 4 more than the Zerg at this point is not usually a situation that you want to be in as a Protoss. Yeah, we see the same comment in the chat here. So I really think he did not really produce probes when he was focusing on his attack. So in the end, despite killing a few drones, he actually killed some of his own workers indirectly himself.
So we do have a few Mutalisks being made. Looks like we got 5. Gonna maybe try and get some damage down here. See if he can't pick off probes. We do have 2 cannons done in each mineral line, so I don't think he's gonna be able to get too many probe kills. Is he gonna go after that Corsair? Maybe save his Overlord? Yes. Okay.
Yeah, and with that defense, I mean, Dreamer is playing pretty safe all the time. We saw him adding 2 cannons in the mineral lines every time. He also is adding more cannons to the front as well. So he's really playing very safe all the time and really goes for that later game, I feel. Yeah, and the Zerg's way to counter that is basically getting a lot of bases. So, oh, but can he actually break this?
Yeah, he picked off both those Corsairs with Scourge. Now he has no cannons here and just 1 Corsair, so the Mutas are going to be able to take out that Corsair and potentially stop these cannons even from coming up. You might even have to make a couple of Dragoons to help fight this off. He does have a Corsair coming out now. Looks like this cannon will possibly finish. No! Okay, this is a lot of damage now. Yeah. Like, yeah, Zerg is back ahead in worker count now, too.
Yeah. I think at this point, maybe Zerg could even add some additional bases here. So we have a little 2 Zealot, 1 DT attack. Not
I was gonna say,
sure
there's really no army to speak of for Dreamer at the moment. He's gonna try and sneak this DT around. Maybe he can find a base with some drones he can pick off.
No, but
I
this is
mean,
not
maybe
gonna
he can.
happen.
No, okay, never mind. I was gonna say maybe he could sneak into that third base, but with those extra Hydras popping, it's like he's gonna get it denied. And what can he do now? Like, he's sitting here on 2 gateways, 1 Zealot army with 3 Templars, and 3 Corsairs. He's just so far behind. Like, Ozuna can do whatever he wants. Basically, it looks like.
Yes. And that whatever he wants is Hydroless in this case, so he's streaming a lot of Hydras. He is on 5 hatcheries, but really if he commits too much to Hydroless and doesn't get any more workers and then does not kill the Protoss, I think it will not be enough. But maybe he will just kill
Storm
the
isn't
Protoss.
done yet. He has
Oh, wow,
5
really?
High Templar, but Storm is only half, well, 3/4 done now, and yeah, if he could kill these cannons and Templars off before he gets any Storms off, devastating. There's only a few Hydras here, so he will probably be able to buy enough time for his first few Storms to come out. But this is looking pretty bad for Dreamer, I gotta say.
Okay, and Ozuna is just streaming more Hydras. You can see the Overlord pass here, so that means he rallied all his hatcheries to the Protoss natural here. And yeah, the Storm is done, so I think Dreamer is actually fine, but he's still not making probes, by the way, so I'm
And
really
he's
not
still
sure.
behind. Yeah. He can hold for now, but he's still behind for sure.
Yes.
Picking off some Hydras with these Storms, which is, I mean, nice to kill them, but Ozuna can continue to produce Hydras if he wants. He's fully saturated at all of his bases now.
Yeah, I think he should get another base, really, instead of just committing to Hydras, because if in the end, for some reason, he does not kill the Protoss and maybe loses a lot of Hydras in one storm or so, like this here, for example, in the end he could still lose the game if he does not get another base. I think he really needs to get another base soon.
Yeah. He does lose that forge, so +2 is going to be slowed down a lot. He restarted that in his main, but the wall is down. He's just going to continue to micro off, pick off some Templars.
Yeah, I mean the gateway count for Dreamer is just too low. He only now added 2 more gateways. He was on 2 gateways at 12 minutes. This is basically unacceptable for pros. You need to add more gateways very much sooner. And he's just doing it now, but you can see the minerals. You can really see how he has overmints every time because he's adding his gateways a bit too late. And I think in this game, this will actually cost him the game compared to his last series against Matthews.
We don't even have a robo down either for any potential like lurker switches for obs or shuttles to do drops or anything like that. So his tech had really been delayed this game, and we're seeing why or what happens now. Like, he's got no units. He's just surviving or barely living every time right now. And that's all his resources are going into just staying alive, whereas Zerg is able to keep macroing out and get ahead.
And he's not even doing that. I mean, yeah, you're dying here on 2 bases with over 1k minerals, so yeah, this you can't expect to win here on 2 gateways. So that is it, and Ozuna actually takes the win, but it is a best of 3. Maybe we saw some good games of Dreamer before, so maybe he can actually spend his minerals in the next game. And I think really Ozuna, he did not take another base, so if Dreamer can actually spend the minerals, I think Dreamer has a good shot here still.
Yeah, definitely not over. Anyone's game. This is the best of 3, but Dreamer has to win this game or he will be eliminated.
Yes, this is his last chance. And here we are in the next game. It's loading up right now. Oh, by the way, we have also Dreamer in the chat here.
Oh yeah, very nice.
Not in the best shape, no. Okay, so the game is loaded. I cannot see anything, but I will just press OK and it will be fine, I hope.
Fingers crossed. Don't know the map. Don't know.
Yeah.
But we'll find out.
Okay, so the map looks to be
Fields.
clay fields. And here we are in the game. In the top left, we have our third player only one game away from advancing to the round of 16. It is Ozuna.
And in the top right, do or die, our Russian Protoss player, Ash Dreamer.
Okay, so yeah, about clay fields, not really a lot to say, not really a lot that changes the PvZ matchup, I think, but one interesting aspect of this map is that you have a big high ground in front of the natural that can be used for or against some range units. Maybe you can set up a nice lurker field there, or you can also go mass goons there as Protoss and maybe hold that high ground a bit easier. But yeah, we'll see. There are some very easily securable bases which just have like a small ramp, like on Neo Sylphet as well. So not really a lot that changes there.
Yeah, definitely can be seen as a defensive macro map, just because of that high ground outside your net that you could hold yourself, or easy to defend third base with only one ramp going up into there. Dreamer is going to scout on pylon this game, and he is going to scout Ozuna first.
And this time we don't have an
yeah.
overpull. We have a 12 edge. Can he block it? Did he not see it, or he could have blocked it for a long time. But now this game actually Ozuna gets his hedge up very quickly. Last game we remember he actually got his hedge on like 410 minerals after making his circlings. So wow, and he kills the scouting probe. So fast hatchery and scouting probe killed. So that's pretty nice start for Ozuna here.
Yeah, but because Dreamer...
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, I was just say, because Dreamer was able to scout that this was a hatch first, he knows he can get away with going Nexus first himself. So very nice reaction from him. But unfortunately, losing that probe, he's not going to be able to see a follow-up. And he is actually going to send out a second one. I was just going to say, I'd like to see him send out another probe, just to get that scouting information, know what Zerg's doing.
Yeah, you need to do that. I mean, he could scout that it was hatch first, so there is some time left until the pool is done and any additional tech could come up, so he could have delayed his scout a bit more. But anyways, you need that scout on the map against the Zerg. You need to see what the Zerg is doing, and even if you go Corsair, there's a very like 1 minute timing window before your core that can actually reach the Zerg base, where a fast Hydra bust could hit you. So you always need a probe or maybe a zealot or so on the map to scout what the Zerg is doing, and he's doing that very nicely here.
Yeah, interesting wall we got coming out of Dreamer. I don't think it's tight there below the forge. It's actually gaps below and above his wall.
Oh my god, that's a 4 zealot wall. I really hope he will add the pylon at the top again, so then it's only a 3 zealot wall. Oh, so he only needs 3 zealots to close all the gaps. He definitely needs 1 at the bottom and right now 3 at the top.
Yeah, I mean, we have seen him do that in most games, add like a second pylon in there somewhere.
Yes.
So I imagine we'll see that again. Still, the gap on the bottom, I'd like to see it down a little more. Probably just a mistake or something.
And now we have the Hydralus damage. Hydralus Den.
Imagine if they had an instant damage upgrade.
3 hatch. Yeah, that would be nice. For Zergs.
Nice for the Zergs. It'd be even more painful for us. Alright, well, yeah. 3 hatch.
Yeah, but he's seeing everything and he is also doing some damage with that Zealot, maybe.
One thing I'm worried about though is with his wall, not even necessarily the fact that it's not tight at the bottom, is the fact that it's so close to his nexus. He's not going to be able to fit a lot of cannons if Ozuna commits heavily to this 3-hatch Hydra. There's not a lot of room to place enough cannons necessarily. So maybe he'll be weak to some kind of Hydra all in here. Because Dreamer scouted it, I'm not sure Ozuna will necessarily do it, but he still could. Dreamer's going to continue to send these Zealots like he did last game. Hopefully force some lings, maybe kill some drones, try and throw Ozuna off, slow him down, buy himself some more time.
I really have the feeling the Zergs are not respecting the Zealots. Again here, Ozuna made some drones while having no Zerglings, and not only now get some additional Zerglings. But I mean, it's enough. So far, really good enough defense, I would say. And he is getting that Hydrolith speed, and he's also getting the Hydrolith itself, themselves now. And I think against the 3-hedge Hydra, I think the room for cannons is fine. But he needs to add some more. 2 cannons will not be enough. But I mean, he had the scouting information, so yeah, okay, here there are the cannons. Cannon.
See, it all depends like how much Ozuna's going to commit. This is what kind of what makes 3-hedge Hydra hard on both sides. It's like how many cannons is enough for Protoss, and on the Zerg side, it's like how many cannons can I bust with what I have. It kind of makes it, you know, a little bit of a question mark on both sides sometimes. I'll have to see. We are seeing Dreamer throw down another cannon. He is blocking. Hydralist production is continuing, so we may have a bust attempt here.
I think we do. He's also still getting that range upgrade. Oh, all those 3 Zealots, are they dying for free? 1 dies.
Yeah. Definitely want to keep those alive if you can. Use them to help buffer for your cannons. We're having a bunch more cannons being thrown down here for Dreamer. Alright, well he's going to be able to pick off this gateway, giving him more area to dive into those cannons. Forge next. He's going to have to cancel that +1.
Yeah, the +1 will get cancelled, and he also needs to add another forge if he wants to get more cannons. But he's already doing that in the main, so already started that before his forge was even attacked, so good job there. I think he has enough cannons for now, but there are more Hydra streaming. I think he really needs to add some more soon.
Yeah. He's building another pylon, but cannons, where are the cannons? Or is that
like
something
3
to buffer?
more in the front.
Templar are on the way, and Storm is also being upgraded, but I don't think it's going to be ready in time if Ozuna does decide to bounce.
Yeah, and the range is now finished, so now is the time for Ozuna to break in here. And he's doing it. I think it will be enough.
Yeah, he's pulling those probes to try and buffer for those cannons, but it's too little too late. All the cannons are going to go down. And I think with that, Dreamer is going to go down, yeah. He's just going to tap out right there.
Yeah, so that was pretty much the first time we have seen Zerg really being super aggressive early on. And Ozuna takes the win here, so congratulations. Ozuna advances to the round of 16, and our Protoss player here is out of the tournament.
Right, so 2 Zerg players advance from this group. See if we can get a Terran and or Protoss from our next group advancing. Some comments from Dreamer in the chat. Bad wall placement, late Citadel.
Yeah, you really have to place all the buildings when you can. It's very important, you know. You talked about it earlier. You're organizing the CPL, the Coach Pupil League, and I'm a coach in that as well. And I'm always saying, if you're playing against Zerg, you need all the scouting information and you need like the defense early on, because otherwise you can die very early. So you really need to make sure to get your cybernetics core in time. Then if you want to go for Corsair, you need to place your Stargate right away when that core is finishing and when you have that 150 gas. Or if not, if you don't go for Corsairs, you really need to place down the Citadel right away when you have that 100 gas. So you really can't delay those things. Otherwise, you can die to Mutalisks or a Hydrobust. That's really important.
Yeah, no, it's good you bring that up. Like I tell the lower level Protosses on my team as well, like make sure you're getting that stuff at their 100 gas. That's what the gas is. As soon as you have it, that needs to go down. Like,
yes.
Very important.
Okay.
But as it is, that concludes that group. So we will be moving into the next group.
Yes, so we will take a look at the group we have just seen to wrap it up. So here we have our round of 32 group stage. So this was Group G that we have just seen. It was BakuRyu going out of the group in first place, 2-0 against Ozuna and against Dreamer and then Ozuna. And then we saw Ozuna taking the second spot. And Mafios and Dreamer are sadly out. So this was Group G, and now we will go into Group H, where we'll see finally a Terran and another Protoss. Before we start into that, before we talk about the players a bit and jump into the first game, we will do a short 2-minute break, so don't go too far away. We'll be back in 2 minutes with Group H here, so be right back. Okay, so we are back with the round of 32 of the BSL 9 GosuLeague, and now we have Group H ahead of us, and we'll take a closer look at the group now. There we go. So here you have Group H. We have one Terran, 2 Zergs, and 1 Protoss. Snipe, do you have any information about the players?
Yeah, a little bit. So I do believe we casted Ziggy last season a little bit. He made it quite far, or maybe it was 2 seasons ago now. I can't. But anyway, we've casted him before. He did a lot of 2 factory plays in like every matchup. I think he made like top 4. So expect him to possibly go far, quite strong. The rest of the players are a bit newer to me. I've looked them all up on the ladder. They're all above 2k MMR. Like Ziggy's 2.1k. The others are in the 2k range, I believe. So I'm excited. Like, I don't know their play styles very much, other than necessarily Ziggy, who saw like 2 factory. Looking forward to seeing what the other players bring.
Yeah. So anyone who was asking for Terran, finally you have him, and you have a very strong one, and probably one of the favorites for this group at least. And yeah, we'll see some very fun strategies of him. I mean, Snipe, you said he was going for 2 factories a lot of games, but I actually remember he even went for like 3 or 4 factories out of 1 base in some crazy games. It was super funny.
I remember that as well.
I'm very interested to see what he chooses to do now.
If the 2 factory was held, you would just add another one and keep going.
Yeah, it was actually very fun. Yeah. So the first game we'll see here is a good question. I'm not sure if this is correct what we can see here in the Wikipedia, but we'll see what we have in game.
Ziggy versus TVZ.
Yeah, okay, so I was a bit confused because our Zerg player uses another name in game, but it should be Chaos Lord, who is called Delicato in game. So I'm just adjusting the overlay very quickly here. Okay, and then we have everything set up, I think. So we can start into the first game of Group H here.
Our first game of Terran.
Yes. So, here we are. Just having some problems with hotkeys here. So, in the top right of the first map here, match point again, it is our Swedish third player, Delicato or Chaos Lord.
All right, and the bottom left will be our Teal Terran from Poland, Ziggy, who I believe did some casting for BSL himself last season.
Yes, he did.
All right, so TVZ, will we see 2 factory play out of him in TVZ? I don't know.
Yeah, I think he went for a lot of Goliath strategies in the last BSL that we have casted him. I'm also not sure if that was BSL 7 or 8, but it was definitely fun. I think it was last BSL 8, so I really wonder if he changed his strategies or if he really wants to go for that 2-3 factory Goliath play again against Zerg.
Yeah, I mean, his strategies took him far that one season. Like we said, he made top 4.
Yes.
See if he can continue on. Looks like he is going to set up for a wall here. Deny any Zerg drone from scouting or any early lane pressure from getting in. So with this, I imagine we'll see a gas taken shortly after his barracks, but not necessarily. We'll just have to see what he wants to play. Meanwhile, we are having an early pool for Zerg.
Yeah, I mean, you could be right here. The games we have seen so far, when the Terran player wants to expand, usually he's placing his buildings more to the top here in the natural choke, but in this case we can actually see that he's blocking off his main base and he is getting that gas.
So some kind of attack opening. We won't know necessarily what that's going to be yet. Is it going to be something like a 1-1-1, which I've got to say is mostly fallen out of favor from what I can see. I haven't seen it used a lot at pro level or at foreigner level. Doesn't mean it's not necessarily still viable. Or more likely, are we going to see some kind of maybe factory expand or maybe something like 2 factory for an early aggressive mech opening?
Yeah, and oh, the SCV gets into the base and the Zerglings were actually hidden on the left side. That was pretty nice if it was intentional, but now Ziggy does not see any any Zerglings, but the Zerglings are actually on the way to the Terran base. But I mean, in the end, I don't think they will do a lot because there is this wall, and I'm pretty sure Ziggy will close that gap with the SCV. Yeah, and those Zerglings will not accomplish a whole lot here.
So we do have 1 factory started, and he's still mining gas, which makes me think we are going to see either a second factory or maybe a starport here.
He's really always doing these 1 base builds. Nice.
Yeah, he does favor them, it seems.
Yeah.
We'll just have to see what he has. 200 gas banked up, and he hasn't used it yet. So I wonder what he's saving it for, or what his plan is here.
I think you need a lot of gas once you have that machine shop. Maybe you want to go for siege tanks or so, but probably it's just a starport. Let's see, maybe double starport even.
Yeah, I think he was delayed a little bit too in his build just by having to make a few extra marines against the early pool. And yeah, it looks like it will be 2 starport Wraith coming out of Ziggy here.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I can remember that from the last season, but it's definitely interesting. We see the lair on the Zerg side, meanwhile. And oh, creep colony, actually. This creep colony, if he also morphs it to a sunken, but even if not, that's 1 lost drone that he really does not need. Of course, a Zerg always needs to be careful that a vulture is not getting in. We saw that actually last Thursday in group C and D a lot. There were a lot of vultures running into Zerg mains, and so it's nice that he gets it. But in this case, there is no vulture coming, and I think he has this overlord on top of the cliff. So hold that thought. The Zerglings are in.
Oh no! Yeah, he moved that SCV. It wasn't blocking, so now the Zerglings do get in. He's forced to bring that Vulture back to defend this. Doesn't look like he's going to take too much damage as long as he micros the Vulture, okay.
Yes. Okay, so what I want to say earlier, so since he has that Overlord here, he could see the vulture leaving the base, and he could also see how many vultures are leaving the base. He could see the timing. So I think this creep colony and the sunken were a bit too early, so he cut his economy a bit early for that. But in the end, I guess it's better to be safe than sorry. So it looks like he is pretty safe. But one sunken will not stop two vultures if there's nothing blocking it. So
And
blocking
he
them,
didn't
I should
notice
say.
that it was 2-port Wraith. Like he got in with those lanes, but he didn't scout the 2 starports. He has one Wraith killing that Overlord now, so he might be able to figure this out. But yeah, he's got nothing to defend against these at the moment. He has thrown down an Evo chamber and a couple of creep colonies, so I guess we're gonna get a couple of spores to defend against this. Maybe not what he was hoping to do or go for. If these Wraiths get in, they should be able to do a little bit more damage before they get pushed away.
Yeah, the spore is not done. Yeah, maybe he can kill like 2 drones or so if he wants to go to commit. Okay, he's going for the overlords. Maybe 2 overlords if he micros them a bit. Okay, not even 1. Okay.
Very close to losing that one Overlord, but no, good defense here from our Zerg player. So what's the follow-up? It looks like we're continue to get Wraiths and Cloak now even. A couple of turrets going down, seeing that the Spire has been completed from Zerg.
Yeah, and they're both very low economy, so we'll see a very messy game here with low amounts of units fighting all the time. Probably we see the first Ling attack here. Oh, and he actually catches both vultures, and there's not really a lot of defense. Remember, there is a gap in the wall. We could see that he really needs to place a SCV there maybe, or he is forced to use his race defensively. Or he just
I wouldn't
thinks
mind
two
seeing him
vultures.
blocking that hole, but yeah.
It's
Those
dangerous.
vultures, fine.
Okay.
2 Mutalisks flying in and 2 Scourge as well. With this many Wraiths and Cloak done, there's no way he's going to be able to get any damage done. So he's just going to retreat, or maybe not. He's coming back.
I really think that Ziggy's army is a bit better here, especially with Cloak finished. He can easily kill all those mutas if he catches them away from Overlord. And do we have Overlord speed? Oh yes, we actually do have Overlord speed. Almost finished. So that's nice. That's a good start. But he will take some damage here.
He's going to try and pick off that Spire.
Oh, wow.
Wraiths do like no damage. Very little, but with 7 of them, he might be able to pick off that Spire in time. Okay. Not quite in time. He's going to Cloak and try and get out of here. I think if he can micro these mutas well enough, he can still get that Spire down.
I think he could just target it, to be honest.
Yeah.
And he's doing that. Oh, Chaos Lord not really on top of his defense here. His units were so far on the right side, so now he lost his Spire and... Oh, that means those Wraiths are really uncontested for a bit here on the map, and he has the map control.
Yeah.
Oh, there's actually a command center for Ziggy.
What? He's going to take a second base? He's still massing up more Wraiths back at home too. Maybe he's going to even be able to pick off this Hydra Den, and then he's going to have no anti-air units being able to be made if he can get that.
This is so weird. I really feel like Chaos Lord is not respecting this damage from the Wraiths.
Like, they're Wraiths, they're paper planes, they can kill him easily, but now he does scare them away. So Ziggy does not get that Hydra Den, with Hydra range being upgraded.
That's interesting. So what do we see here from Ziggy? How will he transition now that he scouted the Hydra transition from the Zerg player? So we see some tanks here. That's definitely the best way to deal with the big Hydra army. Yeah, and we still see Hydralisk from Chaos Lord, so I think Ziggy is in a good spot here.
Yeah, he's going to take a second gas. I wouldn't mind seeing some more... Okay, more production facilities starting to come down now. He's going to go into bio from this. Throwing down 2 more barracks. Looks like an SCV ready to throw down maybe a 3rd one. So we are going to see a bio transition. Academy started now, or about halfway done.
Still a lot of Rays out here. 9 Rays, and there's no defense in the main. The Hydralisk stand can easily be killed now. He just needs to focus it. And not fly into the spore. Just right click.
He will be able to cancel that speed upgrade for the Hydras, at least. And there it goes. Already restarted his Hydra stand knowing that was going down. Trying to attack in here, but no way with us. This many tanks here is he breaking in with just a few lings.
We has a comment in the chat just showing off his micro, but I have to say it, I think it's really funny if he could have just right-clicked the Hydralisk then, but he's actually trying to micro, hit and run, but that's why he takes so much damage from the spore, because you fly in a bit too far instead of just right-clicking. So that's always funny. But yeah, all his Rays are now in the red, but yeah, he's definitely safe in the natural, and I don't think we'll see a lot of action in the next few minutes. Maybe some light harassment, but no major attacks here coming from either player. I think they are both just building up their economies now.
Yeah, well, 4 barracks coming up. Stim just finished, so imagine we'll be getting range here shortly. Maybe some medics. I think we're going to get some kind of a push coming up from Terran here once he gets, you know, maybe +1 finishing for his Marines and enough Marine medic and tanks to move out on the map.
Yeah, I think so as well. The +1 attack timing should be pretty nice. We have the Carapace just now started for the Zerg player, so he's still on 0-0, and that +1 attack upgrade for the Marines will finish before the armor upgrade or Carapace upgrade, so maybe he can hit the timing. He's getting the range, as you said, for the Marines right now, so maybe he has the timing there.
We also have the Queen's Nest coming up now. We'll see what he wants to do with that. Is he going to make a couple queens, or does he want to go for Hive here? Not sure. Hive hasn't started yet, but we'll see.
Oh, he's still making Mass Hydra, and he's actually getting Queen and Snare now. So, and Snare, okay. For anyone who's not seen Queens, that's a very nice spell that you can hit, which actually slows the movement speed of all units that it hits, but it also slows the attack speed of a very small amount of units. Of some units it slows the attack speed, and Marines is one of those units, so it slows attack speed of Marines as well. So if you have a lot of Hydras and that Queen and Snare, maybe you can actually win a fight against Bio with a lot of Hydras, but we'll see. I mean, usually a Bio tank force should be able to deal with Hydralisk easy.
Yeah, and we are having Ziggy getting ready to move out now. +1 on his Marines is about to finish. We got a comment in the chat. Who is Delectacato? That's Chaos Lord, the Swedish Zerg.
Yeah.
All right. So this is a pretty scary army coming out from Ziggy. I don't know, 2 groups of Hydras doesn't feel like enough to be able to fight this on.
Well, the Queens.
I don't know what his response is going to be.
Oh.
Yeah. Definitely having to back out.
I mean, even with Queens, I don't see any hope of holding this army off. And he has
doesn't even have any
building. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's got a snare, but
there's
no queen.
Misclick on the snare upgrade. Who knows?
Or forgot to build a queen, because you really need to be banking that energy for your queens. I think Ensnare is cheap enough. It won't take too long, but
yeah, it's 75, so you can have it quite quickly after the queen spawn. But you have to have a queen spawning first. And he's not doing that, and he's not even building one. So he is trying to get lurkers now, but the upgrade is not even halfway done, and I think this is too late. He will not be able to defeat this army with this pure Hydra force. I think this could be a very quick end here.
He's gonna try for a sandwich play. Hydra's coming from both sides. One Irradiate going down on one random Hydra here. Maybe with a good enough flank, but I don't know. This is still a lot of bio tank. It's looking pretty scary for a Zerg player.
Yeah, maybe if all the bio and the tanks shoot at the right side first, because they are high ground, they will miss some shots. But if they handle the left side, then it should be fine for Ziggy.
Well, here comes the sandwich. It looks like it's gonna go. Zerg is gonna be able to hold this.
Yeah, okay,
that actually went a lot better than I thought it was gonna go too.
Yeah, I think so as well. Pretty good fight, pretty good flank for our Zerg player. And there were some, I think 3 of the 5 tanks shot on high ground, so that's something you always want to take care of, that you shoot the units that are not on high ground if you can. If there are actually some units on low ground, shoot them first. Yeah, but now, can he actually run in here and deny the third? That's what I'm wondering, but I don't think he will. There are again 2 tanks. There are actually 3 vessels now. They have one, what's it called? D matrix. Yeah, and he cannot run in here. But his the lurker upgrade will finish soon, or it's already finished. And here's 3 lurkers building. Ah yeah, one
lurker bird in the middle of the map here.
Yes, exactly.
Just kind of hanging out, maybe pick off some random bio if it happens to go that way. Hive is done for Zerg, and he started the Defiler mound as well, which is about half done. So we're going to get some Defilers coming out here pretty soon, maybe for some Plagues on the biomech here, so he can fight it easier with his Hydra Lurker composition.
Yeah. It's a very interesting composition to go that many Hydras against Terran. I think it can work to some extent, but if it really goes to the late game and the upgrades are starting to rise and the army supply is starting to grow, I think Hydras will not cut it as a late game army. I think we have also seen one game last Thursday, and the Hydra army just got crushed against the maxed out Terran army. But so far he's doing fine, but he needs to transition at some point. And yeah, he as you said, he's doing that with the Defilers, so that's one good start. He's also getting some more lurkers. But maybe we can see some Ultralist Cavern or some more Zerglings soon. He's still making a lot of Hydras.
Yeah, I think he was almost somewhat forced into this Hydra composition early on, just by the early Wraiths and Vulture thinking it was going to be some kind of a mech play. Maybe not being able to realistically transition out the best, or maybe this was his plan all along, was just to go Hydra Lurker. We'll have to see. We did have a couple of Radiates come down. Defilers are out now. One of them's coming to join the army.
Oh, is there Plague already out? That's what I'm wondering. There's actually no energy on the Defiler, so he needs to consume. Consuming Hydras! Well. We have to talk about this. So Dark Swarm in ranged against ranged units is a very weird thing to do, because if you actually have no Zerglings, the Terran can actually just go below the Dark Swarm or under the Dark Swarm, and then the whole Zerg army will not do any damage because they are all ranged. So that's a really interesting choice here by a Zerg player who's only on ranged units.
Yeah, I think he felt he had to do that just to buy time, because he is getting Plague, and it's about 80% done now, I'd say. He definitely needs to get some Plagues if he wants to fight this kind of unit composition with just Hydras.
We have like 3 lines of units from the Terran. One is
just
the top, one in the middle, and one in the bottom.
This is a scary looking Terran army just moving every which way across the map, though. He is going to lose this middle one for free, it looks like. Pick up a nice little group of units there from Zerg.
Oh, I feel like one of the groups at least could do a lot of damage. Maybe not this one against the lurkers here at the top, but maybe the bottom one. The bottom one is in a very nice position to kill all of those drones. This is super good.
This base is even just going to go down, I think. There's nothing here. I mean, there's 2 medics now, but yeah, Zerg has nothing to defend this. He's going to lose that base. We are going to have a counter attack from Zerg. Instant CC pull there from Ziggy. He's going to have to cancel that other one. I don't think he quite got the cancel. Get out of there, but Terran doesn't mind this as much as Zerg losing that third gas.
Well, it feels like Zerg can even get into the natural and the main base here, to be honest, if he really micros well. Yeah. If he uses his Hydras not shooting the factories, but actually killing the units.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. I didn't even notice like how few reinforcements Ziggy had here.
Yeah, now
he's gonna lose that CC too. Are we gonna see another Dark Swarm? Yes, over the Hydras, protecting them from these Marines. This is actually really dangerous. Okay, Ziggy's gonna push down into the third base, but he's gonna lose his natural in the process.
We have a base trade, boys.
Zero mining. Yeah. Yeah, we do. Oh, man. All right, well, who wins this? I feel like Zerg is eventually going to be able to defeat or hold off this Terran army, I think. And I don't know if Terran's going to have to hold back these Hydras.
Yeah, the army of our Zerg player is just stronger, and he has some Defilers, they have energy, he has Plague. Yeah, and I don't think Ziggy can actually finish the game here with that army.
Ooh.
He's not pushing in.
He did lose that Defiler, though, critically.
Did he? I can still see one at least, so maybe he lost the second
Sorry,
one.
Defiler with his attacking army.
Ah, okay, sorry, yeah.
So it looks like Terran will be able to hold up in his main for now, but he has 0 mining and no minerals. He can't even build a command center at the moment.
Oh, the tanks are getting lost. As I just think Delicato has, or Chaos Lord has so much more units. He has almost no gas, but he has still 2k. He can just flood Zerglings at this point. And
he's only got 2 drones mining gas.
Really?
Is that the theme of today?
Ah, okay, in the natural, yeah.
2 workers on gas. Bit unfortunate for him.
The Cloak Wraiths are joining the fray again and doing some damage because there's no Overlord here. That's funny.
There is one rushing now, but he's going to lose most of these Hydras before that is able to get here. There is a second group of Hydras coming down now, though. Should be able to clean up most of this. I mean, Ziggy's main command center is floating to the natural to try and get some mining going, but there's not even a lot of minerals there. It's only about 400 per patch.
Yeah, but I really don't think, Ziggy, even if he gets his natural again, we have the Zerg player taking the bottom right again, and he has still a lot of drones. Ziggy almost has no SCVs left, so... And the army advantage goes way in the favor of our Zerg player here as well, so I really don't see Ziggy coming back in this.
Yeah, he's got a lot of minerals banked up. I mean, the Zerg. He's got no gas, but he could throw those into Zerglings if he wanted to buffer or help kill. Or just use it for expansions. We can see he's kind of doing that now. He threw down another hatchery at that mineral-only base. It's quite off-center, but I guess it's not the end of the world.
Yeah. Oh, we have a small force by Ziggy, but it looks like that will be intercepted, and he can really not afford to lose units at this point.
He's got no tanks with this army, no detection even for a couple workers. And there's just so many Hydralisks here. Yeah, he's just gonna have to turn and run. Our Zerg player is more than double the supply of our Terran player here as well. Like, it's just a matter of time. Zerg, I mean, Terran, all he can do is defend, right? He can't pressure or slow Zerg down at all. So.
Yeah, I just thought like the only option you have in a situation like this as a player that is behind is maybe a hidden expansion, but right when I thought about that, we saw Chaos Lord just sending overlords to every single base on the map, so he's really making sure that he's not losing this basically one game. So good job here by him.
Yeah, some kind of hidden expansion, or the other thing is maybe some kind of harass if he can wipe out most of the drones a couple of times, or some important tech maybe. And it looks like that's what his plan is. He's building a couple of dropships now, but I don't think even that is going to be enough. Like his army's just too small. He doesn't have very many minerals left here at the natural.
And by the way, we have not seen a queen so far, so I really wonder if that ensnare is was a misclick actually. It's so weird to not get a single queen.
Considering he got it, maybe he got it expecting to go queens, and then he saw something that Ziggy was doing or noticed that it was a different unit comp, and he was like, oh, okay, I'm not going to go queens anymore.
Oh, maybe. Oh, there are 2 drops heading out of the Terran base now at the bottom here. But the nice scouting of Chaos Lord should make it so that he can defend this pretty easily. I think he knows.
Looks like he's aware.
Nice.
Yeah, I think he noticed.
Oh.
Sending his whole army. Oh, the Scourges too. Well, he does pick off those Scourges nicely.
But now he has to retreat.
He's getting out of there now. Yeah. Gets out just before those Hydras could start picking off those dropships. Maybe. Oh, he's gonna drop a couple here. Ooh, a little bit risky. Oh, okay. He's gonna pull back into the main. Yeah, I gotta say though, the map vision of Zerg is phenomenal. Like, he's just got units spread everywhere. There's no way these dropships are gonna sneak across the map.
Yes,
anyway.
It's perfect. Yeah. One more thing I would like to see is maybe a drop in the Terran main, but I think at this point, Chaos Lord can do whatever he wants.
Oh, he's gonna fly into a Scourge.
Yeah.
Okay, losing these dropships, I think he's just gonna have to tap out.
Yes, I think so as well. Well, he's not.
Maybe he tries. Well, maybe he'll try pushing out with the rest of his army. Okay, just gonna leave instead.
Okay, I want to mention at this point, since I'm able to switch the colors with tab shift, we can actually see that the game mode of this game is top versus bottom, and if it's top versus bottom and you just press enter and type GG and press enter again, you will actually not send it to your opponent but only to your allies, so nobody will see it. So just for anyone who doesn't know that, whenever you don't see a GG in a game that is top versus bottom, that does not mean he did not write GG. He just forgot to press shift enter to make it sent to everyone. Maybe he just didn't type GG. It could be as well, but I just wanted to clear that up. Not that everyone thinks he's bad-mannered for no reason.
All right, that was the first game. It was a pretty good one, long TVZ. Now we're moving on to the next TVZ, I believe.
Yes, we are moving on to the next game, and the next game should be Julius against DeFi or Defi or whatever, which is a PvZ, but I actually have to do another sad announcement here. This was actually not played. I will look up the reason very shortly. We have the reason here. Julius actually lost to Defi by a walkover. So it looks like Julius was not here, did not show up to play his game. So the second series, it is Defi advancing to the winner's game.
All right, so Chaos Lord versus Defi for first in the group.
That is correct, and that's the game we are joining now.
Which will be another ZVZ. Yep. Unless one of them's a race picker.
Oh, the race picker, okay.
I said I don't know if they are. I'm just throwing that out there just in case it's not ZVZ.
Ah, okay.
I just happen to know people who dodge ZVZ, so. So we shall see. It's probably a ZVZ.
So here we have our game, and it is indeed a ZVZ. So in the top left corner, the player who just won his first game against Ziggy and is now in the winner's match here, it is Chaos Lord, aka Delicato.
And in the top right, we have our Teal Zerg challenger, Defi. We did see a longer ZVZ earlier in the other group, so maybe we'll get something like that again. Defilers, Queens, who knows? Or maybe it'll just end because it's ZVZ.
Yeah, we'll see. So both players are not scouting the direction of their opponent. We saw that earlier in the previous group. Both players basically crossed Overlord, so the aggressive player with the pull first could actually go to his opponent right away and do some damage, and that really is a good advantage. We'll not see the same in this case because, yeah, both players are in the dark for a lot longer here, and even if someone goes for early circling pressure, he will first need to scout the rest of the map to find his opponent.
Yeah, just noticed something in the chat. Someone wanting to see this show match between MasterReY and Snipe. We have played a few games against each other. I don't know if that'd go too well for me, but
I'm up for it.
Yeah, I will play some games. I don't know if we do a whole show match, but I think I did take one game off of you last when we did a best of 3 or played 3 games. So
Could be.
it was a while ago though. All right. Well, we do have the pool first coming out of Chaos Lord, Delicado, and the hatch first coming out of Defi here. We don't necessarily know. He is making those lings now, and he's going to send them across, but he doesn't know where his opponent is yet. He is going to scout him with this drone, though, so he'll know where to send his lings.
Yes, so this is cutting a bit into your economy because the Overlord flew not in the direction of your opponent in the beginning, but that's just how it is. So you lose some of your minerals, but at least you can go to your opponent right away and do some damage.
So, what's this drone gonna hide in here and build a hatchery, or is he gonna build like a colony later? I kind of want to see what if that drone does something like that.
Yeah, it's really weird that it's hiding. Maybe a hatchery?
Yeah, hatchery. Because Defi's definitely gonna have to pull drones if he wants to save the hatchery. It looks like he's already building a colony in his main, so he might just cancel this hatchery, I think.
Yeah. So
yeah,
that's another approach.
Different than what we saw last time.
Yeah. Last time we saw who was it? Ozuna, I think, trying to defend that hatchery.
There it is.
And he did it. But yeah. So Defi cancelling it, getting that sunken, and that sunken was denying the sunken of his opponent. So I think he's totally fine here. But of course he's a bit behind because he had to cancel that hatchery.
Right, well, it doesn't look like the sunken can reach it now.
Yeah, but he lost too many Zerglings already, I think.
He does have a few more in. He's definitely trying to buffer for that colony. Okay, sunken is coming up now.
He's always
if he can get that sunken up. Yeah. If that sunken is allowed to come out, maybe. Look, he's even going to pull drones to fight this. Yeah, I don't think he's going to get it. And he's just going to cancel.
Yeah, so he lost his own drone because of that as well, by making that creep colony. Yeah, in the end, I really think he could have done it a lot better and maybe do a major damage here, but he always run his own Zerglings into the sunken of Defi here. So, yeah, but he has a lot of more Zerglings, and he's definitely in a good spot with his expansion. But he needs to be careful, because the Spire has started. Yeah,
I mean, despite the fact that he went for that extra hatchery and cancelled it, he is going to have the faster lair tech, faster Spire, whereas Deli hasn't even started mining gas whatsoever. So he's going to go really hard on those Zerglings. It looks like he's even throwing down a third hatchery. So he's really committed to this Zergling strategy, but he's definitely going to have to throw down some kind of Evo chamber spore colony defense eventually if he isn't able to kill his opponent before Mutalisks are out.
That is true. So he will have the... Yeah, yes, he has a better production. Oh, the ramp was not really blocked that well by Defi here, so the Zerglings actually get up a bit, but closely defended. But I think since Chaos Lord has the 3 hatchery production, I think this trade is actually good for him. Maybe if he continues to make Zerglings now, he could just do a lot of damage to Defi, because yeah, the Mutalist will take a long time to do damage to the Zerglings if he just floods the base with like 20 Zerglings now.
And we do have spore colonies, or creep colonies coming up to be turned into spores to defend against any Mutalist. Although a couple lings do sneak into the main here of Delicado or Chaos Lord. Does pick off one drone, that's nice. Will he be able to get another? I don't know.
Oh, it looks
Almost.
like it.
Yes.
Gets one. Oh, the game is pretty laggy here. Let's reduce here.
Sure
Oh,
where
it's
this
already
random
extra
lag's
high.
coming from.
Okay. Yeah, we have the spores finished now in both mineral lines, so he is safe for now against the initial Mutalisk. We see another hatchery for Defi. I really hope he's called Defi or maybe Defy, or if anyone knows how he's pronounced, please tell us. I will call him Defi so far. Defy?
Yeah, that's what I've been calling. Could be Defy.
Defy, okay.
Defy Rev, Defi Rev, Defy Rev. The question is, it's not a replay. It is a replay. Yeah.
Even replays can lag. That's how it is.
Yeah.
Okay, we see one single Mutalisk. I'm not sure if that will do any damage, but it can pick off this Overlord if he finds it. Oh my god.
It's like he will find it?
Okay.
Yeah, okay. I thought he might fly by there for a second.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Defi's advantage here is he's got the air superiority, right? Like, we still have 0 gas mining coming out of Delicato or Chaos Lord. Like, he is sticking to his I don't want gas. Okay, he's just now starting the extractor at his natural base. So it's going to be a long, long time before he has any kind of air units, anything to contest air. So he's just going to be sitting here on 3 hatches, just continue to make drones and lings, maybe.
Yeah.
Like, if he made enough links, he could definitely, deny the natural of Defi.
Yeah, I think so. Still, Defi only has 3 Mutalisks, and if he just makes 30 Zerglings out of his 3 hatcheries, that doesn't really even take that long. He could just flood this natural and kill it immediately. Even if there are 3 Mutalisks defending, he doesn't care. But he's not trying to do that. He's getting mass drones. He's getting 7 more drones right now. And yeah, the gas mining started really late, so I really wonder how this game will look like in 5 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, both players are getting economies rolling again. They both have 3 hatcheries. Like, this is shaping up to potentially be another longer ZVZ. So maybe we'll see Hive for the second time today, for that matter. Like, it's possible.
Yeah, it's crazy. Second DBZ, second Hive game. Crazy.
Maybe. We'll see. We do have more spores coming up, and the lair is now finally on the way for Delicato. Or a Chaos Lord, I don't know which one to call him by, but he's getting a attack upgrade for Zerglings as well.
And we have something very interesting on Defi's side. It is a Hydrolis den, not the building that you see all too often in DVZ. So I'm really wondering what's going on, because he's still making Mutalisks but getting a Hydrolis den, so it's really confusing.
Yeah, maybe he's gonna try and catch Chaos Lord here off guard by Hydralisk switch. Like, he sees that this guy has made so many spore colonies. He's like, well, maybe if I switch to Hydras, he won't know, and I can run him over because he won't have enough defenses to defend, like, Muta Hydra, I guess. But we do see a Spire and a Queen's Nest coming out here for Chaos Lord. So, Hive inbound eventually.
Yeah, it's crazy. We actually see the Lurker upgrade, so he does not plan to go Mass Hydras, it looks like.
Oh.
Because he's not getting any Hydra upgrades, but he's going for fast Lurkers. Maybe just to take more bases and defend them with Lurkers against the Mass Zerglings of his opponents, I would assume. Because he has the air advantage, so the only thing that he does not have the advantage in would be like against mass ground units, because the Mutalisks are just too slow at killing mass speed Zerglings. So maybe he wants to get like 2 or 3 Lurkers at every base, and Chaos Lord actually found the bottom right here, but cannot kill it so far.
He's sending more lings that way. But yeah, I actually don't mind the Lurker, because I think he went in and saw like the lair was so late, so he's like, well, this guy's not even gonna get mutas at all. He's just gonna go mass lings. So to defend that, I'll just make some Lurkers at each base, and he won't be able to kill me. Like, Lurkers will shred through the lings, right? So yeah. Okay, Queen's Nest of his own now started as well.
So I think we could see a third base by Chaos Lord as well. So then we would have 3 against 3 bases. I've not seen that in a while.
Might be hard for him to secure it because he has nowhere to really contest the mutas. I mean, he would have to take it almost as a sneak base, I think.
Yes.
But we have
definitely.
some Zerglings coming in here at the bottom. Some mutas ready to intercept this. I think they should be able to clean that up before the hatchery goes down, though.
Yeah, easily defended. But there are a lot of Zerglings now. But actually, Daffy did a good job by splitting up his Mutalisk. Some Mutalisk defending his bottom right expansion, some Mutalisk defending his natural. So very good job there. And now he even has lurkers. So it's really no problem for him. He's also getting a lurker at the bottom right base, but maybe it will die before that can get up. Yes, it actually dies.
Yeah, so he does pick off, setting it back to 2 base versus 2 base. He is taking a 3rd base himself, but if Defi can find that base, he should be able to kill it, right? No problem. And he actually canceled it before Defi even found it. So
yeah, I'm not sure
no
what's
3rd base
going
anymore.
on there.
I think maybe killing that 2nd base, he's like, okay, I don't need this 3rd base myself, or killing the 3rd base, sorry. So
Yep.
there are lurkers running across the map now. Is this going to be some kind of like lurker contain? ZVZ lurker
the
contains?
infamous ZVZ lurker contain.
It's a
Everyone
thing,
knows
guys. It's a thing. It's happening. This is happening. Okay. Well, the lurkers are going to be able to start picking off this Evo chamber.
And actually, Chaos Lord has a quite sizable amount of Mutalisk now, so that infamous 12-minute Mutalisk switch in ZVZ, it's working here for Chaos Lord.
Well, he's also getting a Devourer. Go with this. Like, now you almost gotta wonder, was it a mistake for Defi to switch into these lurkers because the Muta count was able to be caught up by Chaos Lord, and he's also on Hive Tech. Like, this looked like a game Defi was really, really far in control. Now it looks like it could go either way, or maybe even it's good for Chaos Lord here.
Yeah, the Mutalisk advantage goes to Chaos Lord, so I think so at least. The air advantage overall goes to Chaos Lord. So definitely I think he needs to get some spores at this point, but he's not getting it. So he will lose his bottom right base despite having the 2 lurkers as defense, but they are not shooting up.
Yeah, this game kind of really turned on its head. To me, it looked like Defi was way ahead. He had this game in the bag just based on the fact that his mutas were so late and he had such a muta advantage, but I guess the switch into lurkers really did not pay off for him, and he's in a lot of trouble now. He's going to kill these lings trying to counterattack his base, but what does he have to fight this?
Yeah, lurkers do cost a lot of gas, we have to remember that, and like every lurker you get is like 2 less Mutalisks, and in the end, if you don't keep track on the Mutalisk count of your opponent, and you then get outproduced in the Mutalisk and lose your air advantage, you can really lose the ZVZ very quickly. You need the air advantage, I think. That's the main part of ZVZ in the late game.
Yeah, so Delicato here, Chaos Lord, is throwing up a bunch more spores at his new base, just not wanting to take any damage there and defend it. And like, honestly, I think we're going to see him eventually take this game now because he's denied that 3rd base a couple of times from Defi. Defi has been forced into like lurker muta in this ZVZ or something. Like, he's not even making mutas anymore. He's just going into, or hydras, I mean, sorry. He's just continuing to produce hydras now instead of mutas. So, yeah.
I'm not sure if that's the right decision. I mean, he got 2 armor upgrades for his Mutalisks, and Chaos Lord's air army has 0/0. So I think it would really be better if he really would stay on Mutalisks. Now he's getting those 0/0 unupgraded Hydras. I'm not sure if that's gonna work out for him.
I think it will at all. Like, this is a weird game. He's just now finally started his own hive. It's going to be a little ways before he can use something from that. Like, and what is his choice going to be? Is he going to go for Devours himself? Yeah, a couple Scourge picking off those Devours, or one of the Devours anyway, getting a hit off on the other one. Or is he going to go for Defilers, maybe get some Plagues off on this Muta army?
Yeah, that's the only thing I could see Defi winning this game now. Maybe a big Plague or so.
He's really down in worker count too, being 10 drones behind or 9 drones behind. He's going to be 1 gas behind once Delicato or Chaos Lord decides to take that 3rd gas. He does have a 3rd hatchery coming up, but that's going to easily be denied as soon as Chaos Lord finds it.
Yes, and he will find it very easy, yeah. Actually, this poke in the natural was the first time that he actually saw the Hydras, I think. So maybe we'll see some weird reaction. He's actually getting missile upgrades and lurkers as well. What are we seeing here? So now Delicato is doing the 16 minutes lurker switch.
We've seen a couple of crazy ZVZs today, I gotta say.
Yes.
2 ZVZs with time. Oh, the
counter
attack
though.
Is this gonna turn into a base race now? Hydra Lurker Muta versus Mass Muta with 1 Devour?
Yeah, I think that's what we're seeing here, but the difference is... Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what to say, never mind. Oh, we see some late creep colony, late spores getting up, but yeah, they are a bit too late. So this base is done. And I'm not sure. I think Chaos Lords, aka Delicato here, has just a few more buildings and bases. He's also getting another base in the bottom left, and he is moving 3 Hydras. So if he can finish his lurker upgrade, which is finishing right now, he can easily secure this base by having 3 lurkers on the ramp, and this will win him the game. It's so funny.
That's kind of crazy. I mean, there's nothing left here for Defi, right? He's got 2 drones. I don't even know. One of them's running gas. Okay, one of them's hidden, but he can't even build a hatchery. Like, he doesn't have money to build anything. The Hydras do kill these buildings a lot quicker than the Mutas do. But, like you said, if you can get these lurkers up on the ramp, Defi has enough money. He's building even 3 hatcheries up here. Like, he won't be able to break this position. So, yeah, like you were saying, I think Delicato or Chaos Lord is just going to win by being able to hold this bottom left base he's taking.
So, who of you guys would think that the 16 minutes lurker switch will win you the ZVZ base trade? It's so incredible what we see here in the ZVZ.
Yeah, we had 2 real crazy ZVZs. I would argue this one was even more crazy than the last one, but
yeah, for sure.
2 ZVZs going to hide. Not something you see very often.
We have 1 drone to 1 drone right now.
Wow. But Defi can produce, or sorry, Deli can produce more.
Yes, and Defi just has no way of getting up this ramp here.
Yeah, so it looks like Deli's just gonna say, I know you can't, I just have to kill you to win, basically, or kill your...
I guess I spoke too soon. He's just running into the lurkers like he doesn't care. Yeah, but I mean, that's pretty much it. And we have the GG.
Wow. What a ZVZ.
I mean, I think Delicato even had just more units. Even his own Mutilis could defend or could kill the Hydra army of Defi in the end. So I think overall Chaos Lord was just ahead in the last, I don't know, 5 minutes in the game. But it was really interesting that he decided to switch to lurkers in the end as well. So funny.
Yeah. I could handle some more ZVZs if they look like these games. Those were crazy.
Yeah. By the way, we have a sudden surge of viewers here. Thanks all for tuning in. It was Bonneth hosting here, so thank you, Bonneth. And so for anyone who's coming here from Bonneth stream, we are watching the BSL GosuLeague round of 32, the last group of the round of 32, which is Group H, and we are now, we are now in the final game, right? Wait, are we?
Yeah, because Julio
That was
toss
the winner
or
game.
whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Give
We are
walkovers,
now.
right?
We are now in. Usually we would be in the losers match now, but because Julius was not here, did not show up, that's another walkover win for his opponent.
Which would have been Ziggy.
Yes, Ziggy, who lost the first series against Chaos Lord. I will just show the bracket here. Maybe it's a bit too confusing if we're just saying it. Let me put it up on the screen. So we have seen Chaos Lord defeating Ziggy in the first game here. Then we had Julius not showing up to his game, so Defy basically won this game and went into the winners match. So the winners match we just saw was Chaos Lord against Defy, and yeah, Chaos Lord was able to come out ahead. So congratulations to him. He advances to the round of 16. And then the loser match would have been Ziggy against Julius, but again, Julius not here, but so Ziggy advances there. So we are now in the final match between Ziggy and Defy, or Defi. So that's the elimination series we are seeing now, and this is also a best of 3, of course, because all the elimination series are best of 3. And we are jumping into this game any second. Oh, by the way, you have not seen the brackets. Sorry, I made a little mistake here. So here again, I hope it was clear enough from the explanation, but here again you can see all the whole group and all the games here.
Will be a TVZ.
Yes, that will be a TVZ between Ziggy and Defy in the last match.
We will find out after these 2 or 3 games. The last player to join the round of 16. Okay, let's get into this. I'm excited to see who joins. Sit out.
Yes, definitely. So we are jumping into this game any second. One last look at the chat. Yeah, I will link the bracket as well, the Wikipedia page here in the chat. Yeah, and I think with that we can jump into the first game of this last series. And here we are. So the map is Neosulfate, and here on the top position of Neosulfate we have our Terran. It is Ziggy.
Alright, and in the bottom right we have our Olive Zerg player, Defi, who just had an interesting ZVZ. So let's see how his ZVT goes. Don't know much about him, but Ziggy, as we know, usually likes to open something kind of aggressive. Last TVZ we saw of him, he did that 2-port Wraith build into Biotank. So we'll see, does he go for something similar on Sylphid, or does he want to mix it up?
Yeah, so he's building that depot again in the front of his main choke, not in the natural choke. So it really looks like he wants to go for a 1-base opening here again and not go for that fast expansion.
Yeah, so I imagine we'll see gas throw down shortly after the racks again. Not necessarily, but possibly. We do have a drone trick coming out from our Zerg player just to get that extra drone, because he went for an early pool here as well. 9 pool.
Yes, so Ziggy really has to make sure to block his entrance when the Zerglings arrive. He's scouting the right direction, so that's good for him. He can see the Zerg base here and see that there are the early Zerglings coming. Or maybe he will block the hedge, we'll see. But I think he should know that there are Zerglings coming if he sees the drone here. Or if he sees the hedge not up already.
Did hide that, if he hid that drone a little bit, having seen that the SCV was coming down, not wanting to get it denied.
Yes.
Right.
So you can see
Couple of,
everything.
yeah. Couple of Zerglings being built now. Ziggy should be well aware of what's coming. And
Oh,
his
the
barracks is just
drone.
finishing up.
The drone a
Oh,
bit late. He moved it to the natural a bit late, and now Ziggy is blocking this. So that's quite unfortunate for Defi here. Was a bit like waiting 3 more seconds before moving the drone when he had 300. And now he has his expansion delayed for so long.
Very unfortunate. Looks like he's going to leave one Ling and the drone behind to just kill this engineering bay. Force the cancel so he can get that hatchery set down, but it's already 200 minerals delayed.
Oh wow, no cancel of Ziggy. I watched the minerals, no cancel of that engineering bay. So he's losing 125 minerals here for free. Just to delay the hatchery a bit. I don't think that's worth it if you don't cancel it. But he's holding off the Zerglings in his main base. So of course if you go for early Zerglings as a Zerg, you basically want to do damage because you delay your own economy. So in the end, good job by Ziggy here, not taking any damage.
Yeah. So, and he also has full scouting. Like he saw the gas just got started mining. That SCV, one hit from death. Okay, it does go down now. So what will be the follow-up? We are going to see a Hydraless Den. So
Exactly.
2 hatch Hydra? Because I mean, there's no lair started, so I think Defi's just going to go all in here. Having that hatchery delayed for too long, he's just going to say, I'm going to go 2 hatch Hydra and try and bust him. Knowing that there was a Vulture. I guess he picked that Vulture off, maybe? Or was I...
I
Did I
don't
just miss it? I don't
think
know.
there was
Maybe I
one.
was just... Okay.
But
I
here's
just assumed
one
it was.
leaving the base now, and he should see that he's hiding some Zerglings on the side. Maybe can run in. There are only 2 Marines. We saw the same happening in the last game of Ziggy against the Zerg player. But then
How
it
did
was
he
6
know?
Zerglings.
He's sending the Vulture back. He will kill those 2 Marines, maybe? Okay. But he will lose all the Lings, of course.
Yes.
Only 1 starport coming out of Ziggy this time, it looks like. Or
Yeah.
maybe there'll be a second one.
Yeah, maybe
Okay, never mind, I
because
spoke too soon.
his minerals were a bit delayed because he didn't cancel it eBay. But yeah, he's getting it now. But what does he have against Hydra? He's not making any units of the factory. He's not making any units out of the Rex right now. So if those Hydras just go across the map right now, even if it's only 4 Hydras, that's it. 4 Hydras will actually do so much damage here.
Doesn't look like he's sending them yet. Sunken Colony is finished. Maybe he's waiting for the speed to finish up, which is just about done. Yeah. I mean, he's not going to have Cloak in time. He is going to throw down a bunker out front here. That can definitely hold against the Hydras if he gets some Marines in there and enough SCVs to repair in time.
Yeah, the bunker is really strong against Hydras. But I mean, Zerg player, he has the Overlord here. He could see that there were no units. I think he should just have moved in. But yeah, for some reason...
Well, he is now.
He did not. He is now, but now the bunker will be done. But of course, the bunker is very strong, but you need SCVs repairing it. There are no SCVs. Where are the SCVs? Okay, they're coming. 3 SCVs coming for the repair. Bit late here. A bit late. He could just run past, maybe.
Oh, he's gonna kill that. Never mind. Wraith. Okay, maybe. Nope. Yeah, he is gonna run by and pick off the Wraith. And what does Ziggy have to really defend this? One
well,
Vulture.
nothing,
Vultures aren't good against Hydras. Yeah, he's just gonna leave the game there.
Yeah. Yeah, as expected, the Hydras will just win the game if you don't make any other units than Vultures and Wraiths. And you even... I mean, Ziggy even cut a lot of Marines. Even when he was making the bunker, he just started super late to get a single Marine and did not continue any more production. And he also cut his factory production for quite a while. So that's what loses you the game if the Zerg decides to go for a super aggressive Hydra bust.
Well, it's do or die time for Ziggy now. He needs to win this next game or he will be eliminated from BSL. And Defi will move on.
Okay. So we are going into the second game. and see what will happen next. The map will be La Mancha. The
Seems
game
to be
is
a popular
loading.
map choice.
Yes. So the game is starting right now. We'll jump into it right away. And here we go. Okay, so in the bottom left, bottom right, sorry, we have our Terran player, Ziggy. He's one game away from being eliminated here.
And in the bottom left, we have our Magenta Zerg, Defi Rev from Rev Clan. REV. All right. Well, what do we see here?
So, Ziggy going for that one base way, one gateway I want to say, one base starport in both of his games, even double starport, both of his games. So he really likes those one base plays still, as he liked them in last season. So I really don't think he will change something. He will just do one base all day long every time.
Yeah. Both of our players spam games on point. We got 700 APM versus 500 APM.
That's very important.
Yes, got to get that spam up there really high. Imagine we'll see that drop soon. But yeah, I agree. I think we'll probably see some kind of one base play, although it doesn't look like he's building his depot for any kind of a wall here. He's just building it below his command center, let those SCVs spawn a little bit closer to the minerals so he can get them to mining a little bit quicker. Whereas Zerg looks like he will probably be going for a 12 hatch here. Or maybe a 12 pool. I stand corrected. Which
Yeah,
usually points towards a faster 2 hatch play.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think the first time we've seen Ziggy not building the first depot at the ramp of his base, so maybe we'll see a second gateway. What am I saying? Sorry, second Rex I wanted to say, but he's getting the gas again.
Second baseway, so yeah. Possibly factory, probably. Or maybe we'll see something more like a 1-1-1. We'll have to wait and see. Drone will get in and scout that gas being taken.
Yeah, the SCV is coming out of the Terran base as well. Yeah, both players have the scouting information here, no big surprises, but the question is, what will they do with their first 100 gas? Will there be speed? Will there be a layer? Will there be another Hydra stand? Will there be a factory? And here we have our answers. Factory it is.
And almost 150 gas, so I guess we're going to see a layer here very shortly. There it is. So we got 2 hatch build coming out of Zerg, our Zerg player, and a fast factory. And he did pull SCVs off gas. He only has 1 mining.
Oh wow, yeah.
So this definitely does not look like he's going to be going for a 2 starport Wraith again.
People in the chat trolling me here. Baseway man.
MasterReY is baseway man.
Yeah. Okay, anyways, so this SCV is still scouting. I mean, if you can keep it alive until the lair is finished, that's very nice. Let's see if we can do that. Otherwise, we can see... yeah, I'm not sure. What will he do with that 100 gas now? He will definitely not go 2-port race, of course, but maybe he will just go 1-port.
Yeah, looks like he's getting ready to take an expansion with the bunker on the low ground here. So this is looking more like some kind of a 1-1-1 build. We'll have to see where he wants to go with this. I mean, he can certainly take his command center and then just add more factories instead. So always a possibility. The command center is coming down just now.
Yeah, and we had the scouting here by Defi here. He saw the SCV sitting there, so you can expect there's a command center going up, especially with the bunker and the Rex being here in the front. And he also has some overlord scouting the main base. So he has pretty much all the scouting information. Did the SCV actually see the Spire? I'm not sure. I think the Zergling killed it just in time. And the Vulture's also not getting out.
Sure.
I mean, he can maybe expect it, but or assume that it's a Spire, but he has no confirmation.
Yeah, there is an armory being thrown down from our Terran player here, so I don't expect we're going to see a starport. Yeah, we're going to see the second factory. So this is going to be just a Goliath opener.
Yeah, looks like it. He's also getting the machine shop. Will probably upgrade his range there for the Goliaths, and we also see the engineering bay to get some turrets. So he's fully expecting the Mutalisk, and he's doing everything he needs to defend us.
Yeah, he should be prepared in time. I don't think he'll take too much damage here. And probably settle into a little bit of a macro game, unless, I mean, Defi can pick off a lot with these mutas. Engineering base just about to finish.
Armor upgrade for the Mutalisk, so looks like our third player plans to stay on Mutalisk for a little while longer. And I mean, we have seen some of those games where Terran goes for a lot of Goliaths and the Zerg just stays on Mutalisk, and usually the Mutalisks are winning in big numbers, but then there's the point where the vessels join the army of the Terrans and the Irradiate is coming, and that's usually the moment where the tides are turning in the Terrans' favor. But let's see what we will see.
Ziggy floating his engineering bay over that one turret so it can't be targeted as easily by Mutalisks. You have a couple turrets. He didn't transfer really any SCVs to his natural. He's only got 3 there mining.
Oh yeah, that's very odd.
Yeah, I mean it finished a while ago, so I would have expected to see some transfer at least, you know.
I was just checking if he's really making more, but yeah, he actually is making more, so yeah, we'll be fine. He's adding some more turrets very slowly here. You don't actually need like 4 turrets in each middle line at the beginning. You can just get like 1 or 2, and then slowly, when the Mutalisk numbers are rising, you add more and more turrets very slowly. You don't need to invest into many turrets and use all those minerals when you don't need mass turrets early on. So that's a very nice job here by Ziggy. Yeah, but so far we just see them building up. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, Defi just got his first glance of the Goliaths there, so he knows exactly what he's up against here. He knows this is a 2-base Goliath build. Normally, I think we'd see another factory thrown down by this point, but I guess because the delay in his SCV mining at the natural, he can't exactly afford it. Yeah, we'll see. Unless he has another plan, I don't want to pretend to know what he's doing necessarily. We do have the attack upgrade coming for Goliaths as well here. Just started.
Another nice comment in the chat here. Ziggy is not used to having a second base, so that's why he is not transferring SCVs. That's actually true.
Yeah, that could be very much it, you know. First time we saw him take a fast second base. Decent group of Mutalisks coming in here. We got 11 of them. And Goliaths aren't up here. Yeah.
Only one turret.
Oh, okay, he does head off.
Oh,
taking a lot of damage though.
That was not that good. I think sometimes when you have a big Mutalisk clump, you can even fight the Goliath straight up if there are no turrets in range anymore. But I think he was not confident enough. Maybe his Mutalisk numbers a few too low, maybe 3 or 4 Mutalisks more, and he could have taken that fight against the Goliaths. But here he opted to fly away. Took some damage in the process, but overall I think he's still fine. He's building up his Mutalisk count. The first armor upgrade is finished. Is he getting a second one? He's getting a +1 attack upgrade for the Mutalisk now.
Definitely wanting to stick on this heavy Mutalisk composition. We do see the Zerg taking a third base now in the top left. There's also a drone sitting there at 9 o'clock, presumably getting ready to take even a fourth. So it kind of feels like top left is almost like a hidden base or something he's not expecting Terran to know about for quite some time. Yeah. Oh, is he going to be able to deny that armory before the +1 finishes? He targets
looks
it, I
like
think
he
he
could,
will.
but he will lose so many Mutalisks in the process. Oh my god, it's getting repaired.
There's the repair. Oh, it's so close. I
Oh
think it's
my
gonna go
god.
down. He really wants it though. Okay, he does get it, but was it worth
I'm
it? How
not
many mutas
sure.
he lost?
Yeah, man, denying that one upgrade, but losing like 50 Mutalisks in the process. I'm not sure if that was the best trade in the world.
There was some nice micro there by Ziggy at the end to pick off a couple more mutas. So does Zerg even have enough to defend? I guess he's throwing down some more colonies here, knowing that he could potentially be weak to a counter attack, losing all of those mutas for an upgrade, essentially. He didn't really trade out any armies, so... And he's
But he has
continuing to
another
drone behind
Mutalist.
this, too.
He's coming in again and he still has a lot of Mutalisks and he's just killing those 2 turrets again. So he's really doing the
nice.
damage all the time, even if he's losing some Mutalisks.
Yeah. Okay, so this isn't too bad for the Zerg then. He's trying to get that science facility up here. Picking off that SC, just denying it a little bit, because once the Radiate comes out, these mutas will be a lot less scary, I should say. Double Hydra Den at the Zerg Natural.
Wow. Okay, so we'll
I guess
see
he really
that
wants a
Hydra
fast
switch.
Vita or Hydra. Yeah, a fast Hydra switch with double upgrades.
Oh, and this time Ziggy's actually leaving the Goliaths in the base until all of those turrets go up. But not in
Mutas are
the
gonna fly in.
perfect position, but it will be fine, I think. Will be a good trade for Ziggy. Yeah, and Defi just turning around immediately. And now Ziggy actually has a lot of turrets up. I think there's maybe some other turret below the engineering bay, so that's 4. Not sure actually, but yeah, the Goliath numbers are growing, and if he gets that Irradiate with the army, that Goliath force +1 Irradiate can destroy that Mutaclump very quickly. So where are the Hydras? Will the Hydras be out in time?
Yeah. I mean, Defi's doing a good job of keeping Ziggy in his base. Like, Terran really needs to have moved out by now to put some kind of pressure on the Zerg. He's just been able to drone up much as he wants. Like, we can see even here supplies, he's got 10 more drones than Ziggy does at the moment. That's not something you want to see as Terran. So he's finally starting to get out onto the map a little bit, but these mutas are probably just going to keep forcing him back. And he's just taking too much damage. He's not really able to pressure the Zergs. The Zerg's just getting his 3rd and 4th base up for free. He's going to be able to drone those up and just really out macro and overrun the Terran here.
Yeah, he's just counter-taking so much. I mean, at some point, you need to go out as a Terran. You need to go across. Oh my god, he can't lose that. Oh wow.
Oh no. That hurts. Losing that first vessel. Like, these mutas have done so much work for Defi. Ziggy's just had to play defensive in his base, and like, his worker count is just so low compared to Defi's at the moment. I don't know if he even has a way back into this game. We already have the Hydra switch full on. He's just passing up Hydras back at home. And there's only 1 tank. I mean, this is still a fairly sizable army here, considering how low his worker count is, especially. Like, their supplies are even, but being down 15 workers means his army is bigger.
Exactly.
But mutas are still coming in here.
He really needs to be very decisive. He has to go in, kill a base, and then move out or kill the next base or so quickly. He can't waste too much time, because if you let the Zerg macro on 4 bases and you have like almost no CVs yourself, you will not win it in the long run. So you really need to be very decisive here, and it looks like he is. Now that I say it, he's turning around. I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Yeah, he definitely needs to find, like you're saying, somewhere to do some damage, some base to kill something. Because if Zerg goes uncontested with these 4 bases, Terran's just eventually going to run out. Like, Zerg even has a large bank here. He could probably throw down a couple more hatcheries and keep spending this money.
Yes.
He still hasn't thrown down any kind of a Queen's Nest, so we're going to be staying on lair tech here for quite a while. I think he's just... Okay, I was about to say, as I said that, maybe he threw it down, but it is actually just another hatchery in his main base. Oh, does get an irradiate off on a couple of mutas. 1 muta anyway.
Oh, the vessels.
Does save both vessels.
Saves both vessels, kills some mutalisks, so that was nice, but he still needs to do damage to the economy or to the base count of the Zerg player. He can't just stay on 2 bases on pure Goliaths and expect to win against a heavy macro Zerg with 10 more workers than you. It's not gonna work.
Yeah. Zerg is throwing down 2 more hatcheries now, maybe listening to my advice. And he's gonna get it. We do have an engage here. There is a bit of a high ground here for some of these Goliaths, so okay, Zerg is gonna back out of this position. Not wanting to engage into that many Goliaths in that position.
I'm kinda missing the flank here for the Zerg player, only coming from the bottom, no flanking to pick off the tank. But in the end he just has so much, I think it's enough anyways. The numbers are just bigger for the Zerg.
Yeah, as long as the Zerg, like even if the Zerg loses this fight, as long as he trades out enough of Terran's army, and it looks like he's even gonna win this fight, it's gonna be fine for him. Because he just has so many more bases, so much more production. And losing that army, what can Terran do? He's still stuck here on 2 bases, 2 factories. His main is starting to get a little bit low in resources here. He's going to start a 3rd command center, but how is he ever going to be able to take it now? Like, Zerg is on 4 base macro. How are you supposed to get another base this Terran?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think it felt like this was really his last shot. And remember, guys, he's down 1 game, so he's fighting for his tournament life right here. But he's in a very bad spot, and I think it will take a big mistake by our Zerg player to be able to come back here for Ziggy.
Yeah, I agree with that. We do have Queen's Nest finished now, and Hive is about half done on the way. We'll see what kind of Hive tech Defi wants to go for here, but he's even taking his 5th base behind this. I really don't know what to say. Like, Ziggy is going to try this another little push out here, it looks like, but Zerg army is just so much bigger. Like, we can even see this reflected in the supplies, even though their Ziggy did catch up in the worker count a little bit. Zerg is still ahead in worker count and in overall supply.
Yes, he's getting all the upgrades. He's even getting the 2nd armor upgrade for the air units again. That's quite interesting. And yeah, he's double upgrading his ground forces, Hydras as well. And Ziggy, I mean, he's getting that 1 upgrade in this 1 armory, but he's so far behind. Maybe if he can secure the 3rd base somehow with a nice spread of siege tanks, but we have the Zerg moving in, killing some tanks here.
Nice little pickup for the Zerg. Anything you can do to set the Terran back a little bit further is just going to be a win for you. Like, even losing all these Hydras to trade out for a few tanks is not the end of the world for Zerg. They're like 2-3 tanks for a controlled group of Hydras. Zerg is fine with that, right? Like,
yes,
at this point, he's even taking a 6th base. Like, his macro is out of control at this point.
Yeah, this is 6 base Zerg soon against a 2 base Terran. I mean, he's flying his command center out now, but if he can hold it and mine from it, it's just because the Zerg decided not to attack, but to get more bases instead.
I think a 2nd lair being built in the Zerg main too. Okay, he canceled that now.
Okay.
He just canceled that. Maybe it was just a misclick then.
Yeah, probably.
Or he wanted to get upgrades faster or something. Because he knows he's really far ahead. He's going to throw down an Ultralisk Cavern as well. I think in this position, Zerg knows the only way he can lose is if he throws the game by somehow, like making a big mistake.
Yeah, so then there's still like the super last hope for a Terran, for every Terran here in StarCraft, that you just camp, try to get 1 big max out army, and then try to win the game with that. But it's hard against the Zerg player, because the Zerg player can remax usually very quickly, and the maxed out Zerg army is also very strong, so not sure if that can work here. Also, Ziggy has a lot of vultures, so even if you see the supply very high of the Terran, that's a lot of vultures that are not doing anything against mass Hydras, so this is not a good 130 supply army against this army composition of the Zerg.
Yeah, that's a good point. We do have mines laid out on the map, which can definitely slow some Zerg advancement or do a lot of damage, especially if there's no Overlord, because we actually don't even have Overlord speed done yet. Okay, literally as I said that it finished, but that's okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, 6 base economy Zerg. He's still just making drones. Like he just made a bunch more drones at the top. He's gonna send that to the 12 o'clock base. Nidus Canal coming up. He's got everything in the Zerg arsenal at the moment. He can just build whatever he wants.
Yeah, he's getting everything the Zerg race has available. The Ultralist armor upgrade is coming. The defilers are coming. Adrenal is coming. Just waiting for the Greater Spire, and then he has basically everything that Zerg can make.
Yeah,
but we
I
can
went
see
and clicked it
Ziggy
to see if
pushing
it was
out now.
making.
So
Yeah.
I think this is really the last shot. So if he loses this army without doing damage, I think that's it for him. We see some lurkers that are running in, not the best burrow, I would say. I think very good position here for Ziggy on this high ground, but there is a Dark Swarm. And I think this is pretty much it.
Yeah. The mech army is just a little bit too small and under upgraded. Like we can still see his upgrades are still 1-0, whereas Zerg is sitting on 1-2 here with his Hydras. And like second carapace is coming up soon. Got Ultralisks popping out now. They're not very upgraded. They're only 0-1 Ultras, but I don't think it matters much at this point. Like Zerg is 20 supply ahead. They're ahead 15 workers. What can Terran do? He's about to mine out of his main and natural base. He's trying to make something happen. I mean, he knows his tournament life is on the line in this very game.
Yes.
But we got Zerg taking top right now as well. Like, look at this. This is out of control.
Oh man. I want to see some infested command centers here.
Yeah, maybe I think we had someone calling for that in the chat earlier. Infested command centers. Maybe not this game, but earlier in the cast.
Yeah, but we still have no queens.
Yeah. Look at this 6 o'clock base going down. There's just so many Ultra Ling here. So he's almost got as many Ultras as he has Lings, this army.
Yeah, and I mean, he cannot kill this command center if it gets lifted, but I mean, he's killing everything else here.
Denying the mining. There is a 4th command center flying over to the 3 o'clock base, but there's no way he's going to be able to hold that either if Zerg knows about it.
Yeah, so in the end, Ziggy, I guess, saves the space, kills some Ultralists, and is getting a 4. So I don't know. I can just really see him winning this game if the Zerg player really throws away a lot of units. By the way, he has 0 upgrades on the melee, and he's going for mass melee units. So he could really waste 1 or 2 armies and get Ziggy back into the game. It's definitely still possible, guys.
Yeah. And we are losing a few Ultras in the middle of the map. I mean, if he continues to do this, throwing away these units for no real damage, that is definitely one way Ziggy can get back into this. But will he?
Definitely.
I don't know. He's going to kill a couple more Ultras here, so if he does this a few more times, maybe. But we can still see he's down in supply, but it's a little bit closer than it was before.
And now we see the next attack on that newly 4th base on the 3 o'clock position. And there are no units, but Ziggy is moving there already. Yeah. SCV count still healthy enough, so if he can defend this, he could saturate it and mine from it.
I really would like to see this mech being upgraded higher. Like, mech upgrades are so important. Still only on 1-0, and he hasn't been getting that upgrade. I mean, I kind of understand he's been very low. We're trying to afford everything. He needs to focus on units, but those upgrades are super important. For Terran mech especially. So.
Yeah. I mean, Zerg is throwing away a lot of units. If Ziggy had those upgrades, I think he would trade even better and he could come back. But at this point, I don't see it happening. He's losing his bottom now. I think the tanks are dying. The units of Ziggy are just going back and forth between his 2 bases, trying to defend.
Yeah. And he's just, I mean, the Zerg can do this, right? Because his army is just so mobile. You can already see he's sending out more units across the map to the 3 o'clock spot. So, like, Ziggy cleans this up, then he just has to go back and defend the other one. He doesn't have enough a strong enough, big enough army to defend both locations at once. And we're actually going to see the command center go down from that one. And is he even going to be able to save the other one? No, he just leaves there.
Yeah, and that is GG. Yeah, I mean, he was just behind. I mean, the Zerg, the Mutalist attacks, I think they did their job very well because he always counterattacked and Ziggy was always defending and staying in his base. He never got any counter damage so even if Defi lost some Mutalists here and there, and sometimes even a few more Mutalists, he was able to get his 4 bases up, he was able to get his economy up meanwhile, and Ziggy could never really interrupt the mining and the economy of the Zerg player.
Yeah. He just had a hard time getting out on the map, and Defi just showed the power of like a macro Zerg and just getting out. Like we can even see that the worker count here at the end of the game. He's on 78 drones.
Yeah,
like
78
how do you compete with an economy like that? That's like almost just non-stop Ultralisk production, right? So I don't know.
Yeah,
Very
and
tough.
this concludes our group. So congratulations to Defi for advancing to the round of 16 together with Chaos Lord, aka Delicato. And yeah, for Ziggy, this is the end of the road. He drops out of the tournament. Had a good result last season, was not able to repeat it this season. But we'll surely see more of him in the next season.
Yeah, a lot of good games today for sure. I think we had 4 Zergs advance today. And you guys say Zerg is an OP. I don't know about that. We did have a lot of Zergs in the groups, to be fair. So
yeah.
But no, a lot of fun games.
Okay, so let's just go over the results of the groups one more time to wrap up the whole stream we had here. So here again is our Wikipedia entry for the GosuLeague, and here just to summarize it very quickly, in the first group we saw Baccario getting out in the first spot, and Ozuna getting out in the second spot. And in the group we just saw, Group H, we saw Chaos Lord, aka Delicato, getting out in the first spot, and Defi getting out in the second spot. So that was the result, and that means the round of 32 is complete, and you can look forward to some nice round of 16 casts in the future. And
yeah, I believe we'll be casting some more.
Yeah, we'll definitely cast some more, so you will always see some GosuLeague action on this channel. So if you want to see more, definitely leave a follow here. I cannot tell you which of the groups we will be casting, but yeah, just check out the Wikipedia here. There's also a link here, BSL schedule, where you can actually see the whole schedule of all the casts from BSL, so you can see when it is. I think the time was not correct here, but yeah, you will see everything here. And you can also see the channels where it's casted. So you will always see like one cast per week on this channel right here, and then you will see another cast on another channel. So that's the plan here, and yeah, I hope we can see you in the next casts.
Yeah, we'll see what group it is. I know it looks like MasterReY has advanced from his group here. Looking at the results, so
that
probably
is true.
Won't be casting his own games.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm playing myself. I'm not just casting them. I'm also playing, and I actually did advance to the round of 16. So I'm not sure. I can obviously not cast my own games, but I have a pretty hard group to play, and I'm not sure if I advance to the next round, to the round of 8. So yeah, we'll see. You will just find all the information. Just check the BSL Discord, check Wikipedia. You will find the infos, and I hope you will just tune in the next casts.
I haven't seen the groups for the next round, but I'm sure we'll all be cheering you on. Hope you can make it deeper into the tournament.
Yeah, I hope so. Thank you. Okay, yeah, so again, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you, Snipe, for co-casting here with me. It was a pleasure as always.
Yes, thanks for having me again. It's always good to cast with you. Good time.
Yeah, and I think we have said everything. So, last time, thanks for watching, guys, and hope to see you next time. So, bye bye.
We'll see you next week.